One.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry about that, guys.
We didn't even realize we were gone.
Data
Yeah.
crash.
Ping, 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 ping,
Ding,
ping,
ding,
ping,
ding.
ping,
We're
ping,
back in the Matrix.
The ones
Bing,
and
bing, bing,
zeros
bing,
are back at you.
Beep, beep, beep.
Dirty D in the house. What up, guys?
Boop, boop. It's your boy, Executive Director Chris Whitener.
Executive Director Chris Whitener in the
Holding
house.
it down at the Magical Butter Podcast. You guys didn't miss much. If you're just tuning in, we just had a pretty epic start to the show, and it got cut short, but we're coming right back.
It was solar flares.
I heard some crazy stuff
solar
going on in
flares.
outer space.
Yeah. Space dust.
Space dust. My boy, shout out to Jeff Bezos with that spaceship. He's successfully landed his rocket 8 times now.
Jeff Bezos did not land any rockets of any kind.
Dude, he's got a space program.
Elon Musk.
Nah.
Jeff Bezos' space program?
Bro, Google it. He's got his own program. He's coming up on Elon's heels right now.
Wow.
Private space sector is huge, guys. What's up with NASA? We don't even know anymore.
Okay, no, I'm gonna look
getting hip?
into it.
You're getting hip?
I'm gonna get hip. I gotta get hip on that for a while because I thought,
Dude, he just successfully landed his rocket 8 times, so it's a big deal. He's not as epic as Elon on the space deal, but they're both.
No, he's still dropping stuff from weather balloons.
Whatever.
He ain't gotten on.
Do you see what Congress is trying to propose for space right now? They've got a program
to legalize it?
Well, no, they've got
legalize it.
They've got a way to support the economy and create jobs. In their space program, the rockets will only be used one time. They'll cost a couple $2 billion to launch them, and then we'll just ditch them into outer space. Whereas Elon and Jeff Bezos' program, they both have these space programs where the rocket ships are reused. And you got to imagine how much, like imagine if we were flying on airplanes.
And you can only use it once.
They just throw it in the ocean when they're done.
And it's over. It's like one-time use.
So I don't see why we're not exploring more on...
Are they going to be better that way or worse that way or what? It's like, oh, we're going to only use it once. Like, let's use the cheap parts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, that's strange.
It's a very good question.
Why do they do that? Like, I guess it was...
money.
That's how it was back in the early Apollo. Like back when it started, was the rockets were...
One time.
Money. I mean, I guess it was multiple times. Like, when its pieces would fall back to Earth, some of them would get reused.
They're trying to figure out ways to go mine these asteroids up in space. They're full of more platinum than all the countries in the world combined. Like,
great, bring it all here. Hey, they took our platinum. Yeah.
Then now we're a target for space war.
Yeah, dude. Leave that platinum up there. It's going to cost too much to get it back anyways. By the time you send a spaceship up there, there has to be some kind of reason we went back in the 60s.
You gotta.
And never went back.
No. It's not okay. We gotta keep dreaming big. Let's send our kids out to space. Let's figure this out. Let's develop the moon.
Let's shoot people off the planet. Let's just fire them out into space. Like,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we got to figure this stuff out together, right? It's important.
I just don't think there's much up there.
Earth? What? There's not much up there. That's a small.
What a small thought.
What a small thought.
It's like it's small, but there's a reason they spent millions and millions of dollars in the 60s and then decided it wasn't worth it.
You stay in your little fishbowl forever, and I'm gonna go swim in the big old space ocean.
Float through the Milky Way.
He'll be stuck in a little fishbowl.
I'll stay down
with
here
your turtles.
With us Earth trash.
With your turtles. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm not progressive at all. I mess with animals that are millions of years old.
Big things happen, prehistoric pets, food purveyors, radio stations, big stuff. Magical Butter Podcast, we're here live right now in the studio. We got a couple special guests. Rob Gargiulo is going to be hanging out with us here in a little while. We'll also have a live video Skype call with the one and only cannabis mixologist, Warren Bobrow. He's our good friend. We'll be tuning in with him here in a little while.
Warren Bobrow, author, mixologist.
So many things.
I can't wait to hear about some of the new things he's doing with them.
He's an alchemist, dog. He's
cannabinoids and cocktails.
Mixing it up. Yeah, so big things are popping for MagicalButter.com. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in. We just launched our podcast on the iTunes network, so go check that out. It's called the Magical Butter Podcast. You could subscribe to it and get updates.
Thanks to all of our winners, or not winners, all of our viewers out there. Pamela Kendall, Ek Cobb, Peggy O'Learian, Stephen Boltel, Jake Fritz. Everybody.
We love you all.
We love you all.
Special shout out to Jamie LaRue and also Wade Durbin. We got some cool products up here on the set. We're going to be talking about some of the cool stuff that they sent us.
And there's like several within the shot right now.
Amazing. Look at this light up sign. I mean, we even have a custom made.
Careful with that thing now. I break everything just in life, so I've been like protecting this thing. I haven't even hung it up yet because I know once it goes on the wall, I'll end up knocking it off some sort of way. But thank you so much, Wade Durbin, for that. I don't receive presents. It touched me.
Look at that. That's Dalton as a butter emoji.
He got a dirty D
with the hat, emoji. And he's got a camera. He even put it into a coaster form. So he's got the coaster. And this is a light-up sign of you. Who would have thought they'd put your name in lights like that?
Thank you, Wade Durbin, for that. Like that day we received that package, like we were all feeling like special. We'll have to do a mailbag where we open and show everything.
Everything, because he sent us like 3 or 4 boxes full of stuff, signs, custom picture frames. I mean, check this out.
Yeah, that's another one.
We got an etched mirror here with this is Jordan on the top. And at the bottom it says, "It's a Shats attack!"
Yeah.
You know, so he really did it big. He sent everyone a plaque to commemorate our efforts on the 24-hour takeover on 420.
There was something in that box for everybody.
Every single person.
Every member of the team he sent stuff to.
Check this out, dude. He sent me this special little spice box, right? You could keep your salt and pepper in there or a couple different types of cannabis, whatever you'd like. But the hostess with the mostest, Chris Whitener. It's got my little butter emoji head. Super heady. Shout out to Wade Durbin.
Yeah, Wade Durbin, you're the man.
Also, shout out to Jamie LaRue. He's responsible for creating all of our amazing psychedelic magical butter tapestries. He turned those into different stuff. We got coffee mugs.
That was the guy that made our tapestries?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Coasters.
That's wild.
Turned them into coasters and little coin purses. So, shout out to Jamie LaRue.
That's killer. I didn't realize that was the same company.
New Jersey tie-dye for you. And also shout out to Wade Durbin. Thank you, guys. We love all of our people who watch our show and support our team here.
All of our fans. Like, we're working on getting our P.O. box up, and we'll be able to just, like, put the P.O. box thing, like, right up here in the corner of the screen. But
it's cool, right? Because we get to give love to you for watching. You guys support us back. It's a symbiotic thing that's going on here. We like to share love, give out prizes, give people a chance to win stuff.
And we truly do this for you guys. I mean, we're out here spreading it, at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Spread it.
Spread it. Spreading it on like butter.
Instead of send it, we're going to start saying spread it. Wow. Cool. So while I was up in New York, I got to go do a podcast up there, the Straight Blunt podcast with my boy Coach PR, Shade 45, the whole team, Sirius XM Radio. We had DJ Caesar, boy Ty Fife up in there, but it's such a great experience. I mean, they have a beautiful studio.
Yeah.
I'm up there in a high-rise building right there in Times Square, broadcasting out.
How did it feel like walking up to a studio in New York City? And you're like, I'm about to go do a radio show in a big New York building.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, part of me was a little bit nervous, as anybody would probably be, But part of me was so excited and stoked. And thanks to, the time we spend together on our podcast, I was very excited. I had a lot of cool stuff going on at the time.
Yeah.
So I was prepared to talk about that. And
it's almost like the feeling of making it.
I know,
wow,
for me to be able to text message some of my homies back home at Florida, I'm like, yo, tune into XM Radio, bro. I'm about to be on the Eminem radio station. Like, that's huge. So, yeah, big ups to them.
So when you say the Eminem radio station, like, I'm not too sure. Like, what is that?
So Shady 45 is the name of the station. It's one of the largest hip-hop stations on Sirius XM Radio. They host a whole bunch of different shows. Sway in the Morning is one of the largest shows they have.
Yeah, okay, I've definitely heard of that one. That's the guy that messes with the Migos, right?
Well, he messes with everybody.
Yeah.
All the hip hop guys. Yeah. But yeah, the Migos have been on there.
Yeah.
Listen to Dalton.
He's the guy that looks all scared when they get mad, right? Like, is that?
Oh
is that
no,
the
that
Shane
was
Morgan too?
that was Charlemagne.
Okay.
And that was actually, you're referring to Joe Budden and Migos. They had a disagreement in a live interview.
Okay.
But anyway, legendary rapper Styles P from the Locks, the LOX, D Block, Ghost. Styles P was up there. He was thankful to receive a magical butter machine from the team. So my boy Coach PR, big ups to him. He loves the magical butter machine. He's been using it and helping so many different people. But he also does his part by turning on these rappers to our product, right? So they come in the studio for a little sit-down rap session, and he blesses them with the magical butter machine. And it was really cool because in the interview, you guys could check that interview out actually on YouTube as well, or on Sirius Satellite Radio. Styles P, he just opened up some juice bars all throughout the greater New York City area. So, and the whole goal there was, he grew up in Yonkers, New York, maybe like a more impoverished area. And a lot of these communities, depending on where you're talking about, all over the country, really, the selection of healthy food is limited, right? You see just convenience stores and fast food joints. And like, so that it's really affecting a bigger problem there. I mean, people within their own little circle where they live, geographically, they don't have access to healthy food. So Styles P is doing his part. Him and Jadakiss teamed up. They opened up 4 juice bars in New York.
That's really cool.
And, you know, they opened them up in the hood, and the purpose was to educate their people on health and awareness. And Magical Butter, that's our message, man. We're out here trying to, you know, educate people on health and awareness and taking complete control of your life through your diet, through exercise and healthy practices.
You're eating right. I mean, it's really true. You are what you eat. Like, you get out what you put in.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're trying to run the car on diesel fuel, ain't gonna run.
No, I mean, that's a true story there. And there's a whole complex system that works inside of our body based on what you put in it. And so if you're not putting the right stuff in your body, you're not going to get good results. And it can affect everything from obvious things like your health, but your state of mind and your mental capacity and you know, your focus and all kinds of different factors.
You're going through life like with like some kind of weight, like wondering what, you know, is going on. It could be the fuel that you're putting inside your body. It could be your energy levels are down because you're only eating garbage. Like, and I know I'm like super guilty of it all the time. It's like the garbage is convenient, the garbage is cost effective, but you pay for the garbage in the long run.
Right.
You end up hurting because of the garbage. You're less on point. You're less focused. All that.
And there's little tricks we can all do beyond just eating healthy, like exercises, breathing techniques, taking a moment before you eat and realizing where it came from and appreciating the sources of your food and recognizing that. And I know life is so crazy, like time, and no one has enough time, right? We're rushing through life all the time. But if you can take a few moments and breathe and appreciate the things that you're doing and try to understand why you're doing the things you're doing and be more conscious as a consumer as a whole, you know, you'd be better off, I think.
And like, you know, sometimes you got to pay attention and question it. Like the thing that's $1 at the store, you get the side for $1 and blah blah blah. And it's 3 servings. 3 servings should never cost $1. You should, you know, unless you're growing it yourself. But like you have to be, you know, cognizant. Like just because it's cheap doesn't mean you should be eating it. Maybe you almost shouldn't be eating it because of how cheap it is.
Right,
you know? Like,
it's suspect at that point.
You become suspect. Like,
wow, it's only that much value financially. How much value is it nutritionally?
Nutritionally,
it's got to be very low.
Even because that's a pack of ramen. Pack of ramen is prime example. 34 cents, but is no nutritional value.
Right.
Like next to zero.
Yeah, you might be better off just buying a piece of fruit.
Yeah, eat an apple.
Go eat an artichoke.
Like, it's the same amount of fiber and stuff.
Go suck on an avocado, huh?
Yeah. You just eat it, rind, seed, and all.
Yeah, my boy Dalton, he swallows the stem and the seed.
Yeah, hey, all the parts of the plant are good for you.
Also up in New York, man, big things are popping. I was at that New Jersey conference 2 weeks ago, and one of the big presentations that they did was on the racial disparity in New York and the unfair amount of arrests for simple misdemeanor marijuana possession. Smoking in public is obviously illegal, but they're arresting these guys, and there's just a crazy amount of arrests happening in New York. And just yesterday, the New York City mayor, de Blasio, shout out de Blasio, tells police to end arrest for cannabis smoking.
Yeah, I saw a story pop up about this one.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, historically, they've utilized cannabis. They call them Jim Crow laws, but it's a way that they can, arrest specific groups for
a way that
stuff.
they can target certain people groups.
Exactly.
And that's almost what was shown immediately after, like, because they recently decriminalized, recently went legal, but it was still, there was still, the stop and frisk, I think is what they call it in New York City, the stop and frisk, where
and it's mainly
a police
affecting...
officer can stop anybody and frisk anybody. What I saw was, like, if you were arresting middle-aged dudes in cargo shorts at the same rate that you were arresting everybody else, you'd find just as much marijuana. But what they found through the study of it just being enacted for a short period of time was that racial groups seemed to fall into, like, it was the numbers. The numbers were there, is that racial groups were falling into a higher
Blacks
disparity.
and Hispanics are the males. Black and Hispanic males are being targeted.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are young. Before they're even 20 years old, they're getting a criminal charge, and it really affects their future. And
we're wasting jail money on people with
so
like
much.
quarter ounce of pot and stuff like
court
that.
cost and booking and fingerprinting and all the different
And how much
stuff.
real crime you're missing out on when you're messing with those kind of things, like company resources, just like the police is a company. They should be using their resources
more effectively
to be the most effective. Like, and whatever that means to them, is that getting the most bad people off the street? Because people that just have some weed on them are not necessarily bad people.
Yeah, so the mayor told NYPD to issue summons for smoking cannabis in public instead of making arrests. The current policy in Manhattan, people were being arrested, fingerprinted, and having to appear in court. So that's all going to end here. And last year, the cops in Manhattan arrested people for smoking or possessing small amounts of cannabis a little more than 5,500 times. A disappropriate amount of those arrests were minorities. So interesting. It's still, medical marijuana is legal under New York law, but it's not legal to smoke cannabis. And it's definitely not legal to smoke cannabis or consume in public. So I think maybe people just need to be respectful of that, be a little bit more wise. But
so how the law goes is starting August 1st, so in like 2 or 3 months from now is when this starts, so it's not immediately inactive. But the NYPD plans to not prosecute for marijuana possession and smoking cases. So if you're out in public smoking, you're not being prosecuted for it. If you get caught with a small amount of marijuana, you're not being processed for it. Right now, under the current policy, Manhattan people are arrested, fingerprinted, and have to appear in court. Even though it's decriminalized already, that's still what has to happen. So I'm trying to find here what... Under the DA's new policy, people who violate the law would be issued summonses. The NYPD does this in cases where possession is most serious charge a person would face. So if you're only being caught for possession, you do still get a summons, I believe is what that's saying. But yeah, so they're not as tight anymore. They're loosening up their reins.
And that's good. I think people do need to be respectful though, and be smart about where you're consuming your cannabis. You don't want to just do it in the streets.
Be respectful.
Yeah.
I feel like a rule to always follow is like, don't do it where like there's going to be kids walking by. Don't do it where like there's families trying to enjoy their day that might not necessarily like cannabis.
Right.
You know? Like,
and if it's gonna be offensive to the people in the area, it's probably not a good idea.
It's up to us as cannabis users to be respectful about it. Same with an alcohol user. Like, you know where you shouldn't be drunk? On the steps of a library.
Well, look at it in
don't do that.
Look in Colorado, right? It's full legal, full recreation, adult use there, but they're very respectful of the laws. I've never even witnessed somebody consuming in public, and I imagine that if you did, the public and the population around you would be like, "Come on, man, be cool," because it's legal. Why are you breaking the rules? You know, like, why are you pushing your luck there?
I would say that as an occasional cigarette smoker, you do the same thing with cigarettes. You'd keep it unoffensive. Like, you don't sit there in a crowd of people and smoke a cigarette because it's blowing all in everybody's face. Like, you walk off to the side, something like that, where like people can, choose to avoid the smoke and all those kind of things. Like,
so we have a very special video Skype call we're going to be doing here in a few. See if my boy Yawa...
Is that at 45?
Yeah, 45. We got a few minutes on the clock there. Warren is standing by, but Warren Bobrow, he's a 5-time author. He's a chef, a barman, a cannabis alchemist, enthusiast. He's a contributing writer for Forbes.com, High Times Magazine. He was a speaker at the South by Southwest. I mean, the man is all over the world. He's a very interesting guy. We were turned on to him a couple years ago. He wrote a book called Cannabis Cocktails, Mocktails, and Tonics. And the book's available on Amazon. Great book. He actually mentions the magical butter machine in the book. And he highlights a few different recipes in there that he's made utilizing tinctures that are made in the magical butter machine and also just straight liquor infusions. So it's something that I'm pretty passionate about myself. I started in the company through bartending and making liquor infusions, and a lot of the recipes that you'll see on MagicalButter.com infusing alcohols came from my recipe book there. So you can make really any fruit and mix it with any spirit you like. We're talking apple pie whiskey, blueberry vodka, watermelon rum, lemonade. We made hash lemonade. Warren has got a whole ton of recipes, so many that he had to put them in a book. He's written 5 different books. He's just an amazing man, very interesting, and we're thrilled and privileged to have him join us today on the radio show. So we're going to be reaching out to him here in a few on the Skype.
We've got Skype opened up, so he can call in at any moment, and we'll let him know he's live on the radio show, right?
We're going to call him.
We're going to call him. Okay, well, whenever we're ready to do that, we can do so.
And then is it going to be hooked up where they'll hear us?
They can hear us just fine. Yeah, they're hearing us both through the computer and through our microphones. We'll be having like a Skype call with him, and everybody will be able to hear everything.
Okay, great, great.
So yeah, do we want to call up?
Yeah, he's ready. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Let me do that for him behind the scenes right here. Now, this book, some of the recipes even feature the magical butter machine, correct?
Yeah. So the magical butter machine is featured in the book. He's got a new book that he's working on. We're going to be talking a little bit about that today, and some of the different creative ways he's been able to incorporate the magical butter machine for liquor infusions and making all these crafted spirits. So
wrong person. Brooks is gonna be like, "Why are you trying to call us?"
We're gonna link up right now with our boy Warren Bobrow and see what's going on.
Hey there.
Hey Warren.
Let me get the picture.
All right.
Warren, you are live on the Magical Butter podcast. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I hope you can see me. I don't know.
We can hear you, but hearing you is just as good.
Yeah, we're gonna have
camera off. Let me get the camera on.
There we go. Hey, my man. How are you?
Fantastic. I got sunburned yesterday coming back from Nantucket, so that's why my face is so red.
Nantucket. I've heard some jokes of that place.
Well, it was a nice weekend. Nice weekend away.
Nice, nice. So, Warren Bobrow, author of the Cannabis Cocktails, Mocktails, and Tonics. You got your book there. Man, you sent us one of those a couple years ago, and we hang on to it around the shop here in the kitchen. How's everything been since you released that book?
The first year was really, really difficult. I will honestly say I've never had so much negativity in my life. It was as if I wrote something on heroin or crack cocaine. But things are starting to change, and hopefully the stigmas will go away somewhat. But right now, at least here on the East Coast, it's so stigmatized, especially here in New Jersey. I mean, you mentioned cannabis, and we all have there's this preconceived notion that it's a bad drug, that it's something terrible is going to happen to you if you smoke it or use it, and that's alive and well here in Morris County, New Jersey.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's alive and well all over the world, that same negative stigma. But people like yourself, you're starting to break it through your work, your writing, and your speaking. You've been all over the country, man, doing all kinds of stuff.
Been all over the world. Been all over the world. I mean, really. I mean, I was in Russia. I was other places. It's really interesting when you start talking about it. Start talking about mixing THC and not CBD in craft cocktails. It creates a lot of interest into it because no one's really played around with it outside of the bartending community, and they don't really know what to think of it. They don't know what to think about alcohol in itself, and then adding the THC quotient makes it it's a struggle. But if they ever have a chance to try it, then they realize that it really is not such a bad thing.
Not at all. It's a good thing. Do you find that it's something that needs to be respected and taken delicately?
Oh, absolutely. And I wrote the book for medicinal reasons as opposed to for recreational reasons. So although the drinks are relatively strong, I will say that responsible drinking, common sense, and take it slow. You don't have to drink the entire drink, and you don't have to wait around to see what happens. It's my reasons for using it are completely different than others, and I like the results that I get for me. That's not saying that the results will be different for you. It'll be your own results.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so I think maybe cannabis-infused cocktails are a good way for people to hang out, be social, enjoy themselves, and really just, it's not such a bad thing, right?
No, not at all. And it really is a very pleasurable thing. And I think in small amounts, like 1 drink per hour, you'll be just fine.
So let's talk a little bit about you and how did you become such a cannabis alchemist and the cocktail whisperer here?
That's a really good question. Originally, I was working in craft cocktails with a magazine called Serve Raw, which was out on the West Coast. And they realized that I had a talent for mixology. And I was using Twitter, I was using Facebook. They'd seen my work in writing, and I started writing for this publication. Why that's important is because they were the ones who dubbed me the Cocktail Whisperer. And they owned the URL, MagicalButter.com. And when the magazine folded, like so many magazines do, rather than letting CocktailWhisperer.com just disappear into the netherworld, they gave it to me and signed it over to me. So I really was and am and have become something that's a little different than something I'd have expected in life. And the framework for this is that I was a banker for 20 years.
Wow.
But no one knows that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So like a cocktail whisperer, I kind of imagine somebody who's maybe in a Prohibition era and sure. Sort of like a speakeasy.
And prior to that, certainly like the early apothecary is what I was looking for. So I wanted to kind of recreate the ability of going to your apothecarian if you had something that was bothering you and having them create a la minute, if you will, a poultice or a drink or a cocktail, if you will.
Amazing. So what are some of the ways that you've been able to use the Magical Butter machine to create some of your infused drinks?
Let me just say right off, the Magical Butter machine makes me look like a pro. I am a pro. In my book, I teach you how to do everything from scratch. But I'll tell you, the Magical Butter machine makes you a pro every single time. So it's continuous, there's continuity, and it's a beautiful end result. And anyone can do it. I mean, the instructions are incredibly clear, and I really think that there are a lot of great health benefits to it. So you can create the craft cocktails that I do by using the Magical Butter machine to infuse THC into craft spirits. How do I do that? We decarb first. We use the decarb box, or we use the Ardent Lift. There's a couple, or we use our toaster oven, which is a terrible way of doing it, but you have to decarb first. We put it into the substances into the Magical Butter machine. We add the craft spirits. We hit 160 degrees for 2 hours, and voila, you have your end result. It is quite amazing, and it's perfect every single time.
Nice, man. Nice. That is an exciting process. So once you have your infused alcohol or spirit, then you can easily turn that into a special recipe of your very own, right?
And that's what's in my book. I mean, I have 75 brand new recipes to mix with infused spirits. And I'm not, I was just reading on Amazon earlier this morning. I get a lot of pushback from people who say, they can make stronger drinks, but it's not about making stronger drinks. They can add tinctures, but then your drink is going to be out of balance. I wanted to mix cocktails that were delicious, that tasted good, that created an energy, that brought people together, that created a conversation, not just get wasted. I mean, anyone can do that. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's no fun. I mean, when you overdo it, it's like...
Well, if you overdo it, it can be overwhelming, and I don't want it to be something that's a task lesson that says, you read Warren Barbro's book and you'll never forget it. Well, I wanted to make it something that you would never forget, but for the good reasons as opposed to the not so good reasons.
And being able to share that with our loved ones and our friends and family.
Or someone who's sick.
Yeah.
Someone who's sick. I mean, that's what it's all about anyway, and it works for me. And I have to just say straight out that I take cannabis for medicinal purposes. I also like to get stoned.
Right. And that's okay.
Woohoo!
Nothing wrong with that.
And yes, I am a stoner. And I've written 5 books.
5 books? So you're a highly effective stoner, writing 5 books. How do you find time for it? And what compelled you to become a writer?
I had a dream. I was working, as I said, as a private banker in private banking. I hated my life. Every single day was a drag. I went into work, and I don't know what I was doing. 20 years of my life evaporated, and I, still at the end of it wonder why I did it in the first place. And why did I become this person? How did I become this person? As I said, I really colored. I was a trained chef prior to working in the banking industry, associate. So I understand about flavors and putting things together, and I really wanted to do something definitely different.
Yeah. Is there something going on with your microphone there, brother?
I don't think so.
Because it was just giving us all kinds of popping and hissing sounds.
You're not the first person to say that, and I apologize, but it's nothing that's happening on my end, so...
All right.
Can people find your books at Barnes & Nobles?
Yes, they can find it at Barnes & Noble, they can find it on Amazon, and of course in bookstores all over the world.
Excellent.
So that book was available on Amazon, on
Barnes & Nobles,
Barnes & Noble, and independent bookstores
all over the world.
And give us the title of that book one more time. When somebody's searching for it, the easiest way to make it pop up would be what?
Cannabis cocktails, mocktails, and tonics.
Boom.
The art of spirited drinks and buzzworthy libations.
Nice one. Well, thank you so much, Warren Barbro. You're a good friend. We love you here at Magical Butter, and we appreciate you coming on to the radio show today.
Thank you so much. An honor. Great honor.
One of these days we'll have to have you in to step behind the camera and make some cocktails for us.
I would love to. You know, I'm coming down for Rumfest. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale from the 5th until I think the 10th of June. So I'll be in Fort Lauderdale. We're doing a seminar with a nice young guy who asked me to do a shout out. So I was going to do this right quick. Joe Durkin said that one love.
Nice.
One love from
Thanks, Joe Durkin.
Durkins.
Maybe we can, coordinate during that trip in Florida and have you come in the Magical Butter Studios.
You know, I'd love to do that.
That'd be amazing.
You almost can't come to Florida without it, you know?
That's right.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you so much, bro. Peace out.
Chase, peace.
All right.
That's the button.
I don't know how to do it.
You just click. Well, let's try some other buttons.
Do you need me to hang up?
There you go. All right. Cool.
Hi. We kind of know how to use computers.
Warren Bobrow, the mixologist, cannabis alchemist, cocktail whisperer. Check him out at www.cocktailwhisperer.com. You can check him out on Twitter at Warren Bobrow1. And he's very fluent on Twitter. He's communicating with people daily. So you can reach out to him. He'll write right back to you. He's very responsive. Cool dude. And we'll have him here in the Magical Butter Kitchen, it sounds like, pretty soon.
Sounds like next month or so.
Yeah, making some cocktails with us. So
very cool.
That's exciting stuff.
Nice. Thank you all for tuning in today. You're watching the Magical Butter Podcast.
Bow, bow, bow.
We got your boy, Chris Whitener, the hostess with the mostest.
That's right. It says it right here.
Putting butter on your toasters.
And we also got the dirtiest man in all the land, Dirty Dalton, chopping off thumbs off his hand.
Boom. Who needs a green thumb when you got no thumb at all?
Who needs a thumb at all?
Oh, you totally need your thumb, like a whole bunch. Like, the hardest thing, hands down hardest thing about this, like about having your thumb wrapped up, buttons on your pants.
Oh.
Anytime you're walking the thing, you gotta like fight the button like with one hand.
The zipper.
Yeah,
all that.
yeah. It's like being
it's a
able to like
two-hand process.
It's like being able to do one of those numbers. If you know what I'm talking about.
It's a two-hand step.
Yeah, you gotta do it with one hand. So I guess I'll be better at taking pants off with one hand. Oi doozer.
Wow. Shout out to our people up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, our people in New Jersey, our people in Montana, California. We got people over in Wyoming, Kansas City.
We got people in Wyoming?
Yeah, it looks like Vermont. I'm just really shouting out names at this point.
We must have like a whole percentage of the people in Wyoming watching if there's somebody
Shout out to all our people all over the world. Shout out to everyone up in Toronto, Canada. I'm actually going to be heading up there this weekend. I'm really excited.
You're going to Toronto?
Toronto, Canada!
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going up there for the Lift Expo, international cannabis event, and very excited to...
You're going up there for a trade show.
Trade show.
Essentially, yeah, up there for a big old cannabis trade show.
International trade show.
It's in Canada.
Canada, my brother.
Have you heard about what Canada's like been consuming lately?
A lot of cannabis.
A lot of cannabis.
They're running through it. They're supplying it for countries all over the world.
Okay, are they?
Yeah, so they're exporting medical cannabis to countries in Europe. They're exporting to Israel. They're exporting down to South America. So it's cannabis is blowing up. They're about to go full legal this summer, and this Lift Expo is just in time, you know, to get some of that excitement. So
like they're up to 1 million kilograms.
Or 2.2 million pounds.
2.2 million pounds.
That's a lot of weed.
That's a lot. I mean, technically 2 million pounds is the amount that Oregon illegally exports every year.
Wow.
But
I guess it's not that much.
But supposedly Canada, is up to the 2.2 million pound mark of of how much cannabis Canada is requiring, and it's down to a small number of companies that are each producing a selected amount. Like a company signs up and they're like get capped. It's kind of like a market cap. Like one company is allowed to produce
this much,
300,000 pounds, or something like that. So.
And it's not all done in one location. Like they'll sub it out to other growers, across the country. And but yeah, Canada is really, really blowing up. It looks like cannabis is the greatest thing since sliced bread for them, or even maple syrup.
Yep. But I'm trying to think. They have a negative in here somewhere. I'm just trying to pull it out. They have to wait for their facilities to achieve maximum production. So there's even a potential cannabis deficit in Canada. Potentially Canada will need more than the documented 2.2 million pounds.
Do you think that'll affect price?
Do you think that will affect price? Maybe in dispensaries, but does that just like reopen the black market doors? Like, because they've had legal weed since 2018, I believe. Like, if you've been buying from a dispensary since they opened the dispensary doors, do you just like call your guy back like, hey man, I need a sack, mate.
Well, I know Canada's pretty fair when it comes to commodities. With maple syrup, they store it in big barrels, and the government takes in just crazy amounts of maple syrup. It's almost like gold to them.
So
right?
they refuse to have a shortage. So it's like, we're not going to run out of maple syrup. We're freaking Canada.
They also help control the price that way. Okay? So that's probably something they're going to look at doing eventually with cannabis once they can catch up to the demand there.
Well, that's where the big six are below, and this is what their numbers are. Canopy Growth Corporation is producing approximately 500,000 kilograms of cannabis. So that would get them to 1/4 of the cannabis that Canada needs, that producer there.
Wow.
Aurora Cannabis, 430,000 kilograms, excuse me. Afria, which Afria has recently expanded down into Florida. Like, that's a company we're familiar with.
International, yeah.
They're huge in Canada. I believe they're even publicly traded in Canada at 230,000 kilograms per year. So that's 110,000 pounds-ish.
That's a lot. And then there's a few other providers there, but Canada is just really killing it. They got some of the largest producers in the country, and they're hooked up with different compassion centers and giving patients access.
Yeah, I guess Canada has dispensaries there, right? Like, it's dispensary based.
Yeah, and so a lot of what they can do is you can get your medicine mailed to you monthly.
Wow.
And I've heard some good stories from patients in Canada. I've heard some bad stories, and they have a product that's very popular there based on the price, but it's known as milled. Milled cannabis is just like shake, is the bottom of the bag. You're not getting whole buds there. You're just getting a blended mix. The price is considerably cheaper, but the quality is sometimes considerably less as well. So some of the milled products I've heard some negative reviews on.
Yeah, now milled almost sounds like it'd be a little bit different than shake. Milled sounds like it's getting more like that Mississippi cannabis you were talking about. Like that really rough cut.
And at that point, are they sifting it and taking all the good crystals off and then providing you with just like
run it through some type of screen or something like that to collect
that's the other concern with certain states where they don't have whole flower legal, but you can provide, they give you this whole flower in these pod systems. Like, who's to say that what's in the pod hasn't already been,
run
shaken
in some kind of way?
Yeah,
no, absolutely. Those are things to watch out for as it becomes legal.
So, the other thing is the vape cartridges and the oils and things. Like, you got to make sure that not only the mixtures they're using are safe, but the plant matter that's going into the mixtures was grown to safe standards.
A big company was just in the news. One of the main providers of ye old vape pens got busted recently for pesticides.
I saw that, man. I saw that. One of the more popular brands that are pretty cool too.
Which, it made news because it's the most important company getting busted for some kind of thing, but.
It was with Select Strands.
It was with Select Strands, and they're constantly adding and subtracting things from this, banned nutrient list.
Right.
This list of banned nutrients is constantly changing.
Growing. Especially in California, they're very strict.
In California, as more of the larger companies come in and start to set things. Yeah, true, absolutely.
Because
if there's a pesticide that's harming somebody, they need to not be putting it on the plants.
Because if someone's utilizing cannabis with the intent to be well or maybe beat their cancer or other illness, you don't want there to be portions of that or it be used with something that's going to give them cancer or cause any issues.
Or make it worse or not help them, that kind of thing. The thing I always thought was weird about the vape cartridges is all the funky flavors.
Yeah,
like there's never been a terpene that's tasted like bubble gum. I've never smelled a bud and been like, that's bubble gummy.
Yeah.
But yet there's a vape pen that's like bubble gum flavored, so it's like, what is causing that bubble gum flavor? Like, real sketchy if you're being careful of what you're putting in your body.
They're not all created equal, and there's certain vape brands that are utilizing terps that are extracted from cannabis, and those terpenes are extremely expensive, very rare, hard to come by. The equipment to create those are, very expensive. And then there's other brands that are mixing these vape liquids utilizing food grade terpenes, and they're not equal, right?
It's different than a cannabis derived terpene.
Absolutely, and food grade terpenes do have benefits with edible recipes or maybe
flavoring, great for flavoring, great
candy
for
making,
aromatics,
but not to vape.
But not to vape.
No.
Like anytime you're smoking something, you should be very cautious of it. Like what chemicals are used in there, what happened to it beforehand, what has been added to it. Like,
well, look at all the different substances in our life that we've taken a traditionally healthy substance and then manipulated it or changed it to become something that's not healthy. I mean, we did that with tobacco. Tobacco as a whole herb is not as bad as the government version of tobacco that we utilize.
Correct, and used in moderation. Like, I believe they state a number such as less than 5 is a very important number when referring to tobacco. So yes, like that's saying that they
changed it.
Some type of amount.
Poppy. The poppy plant is not bad, but opium is opiates. Opium in a raw form isn't as bad as opiates, right?
Yes, which is a synthetic form.
So we've changed that. Food, I mean, look at food the way that we've known it out of a garden or organically in the world, and then look at food as we know it today when you go to a grocery store or a supermarket and it comes in these like cans and boxes and weird shapes. I mean, so the one thing we need to be conscious of is cannabis. We don't want to change it too much, and I think we've learned this over time that whole plant cannabis is more valuable than a specific, portion of it, right?
A fully extracted oil, like a FICO or an RSO type thing, is much more beneficial. I feel like the high from a FICO, where it's fully extracted, is better. I feel like the value you're getting out of it's better. It's certainly something to look out for when molecules of a plant are being extracted and then things are potentially being added to them, Dabs with terpenes, for instance. Is that a cannabis-derived terpene that was added to the dabs? And
was it extracted safely?
Then you're going to freebase it. It's like,
probably not the best idea.
Yeah, let's make sure we're doing the right thing for ourselves.
Definitely. And I think there is value to isolating the cannabinoids. Like a CBD by itself is valuable. THC by itself has its own benefits. Combining the two at an equal ratio is showed a lot of great benefits that people are raving about. But
even
the
the
whole
ratio
plant,
that comes to you in a plant, like a plant comes at you, 25% THC, 3 or 4% CBD. Just because CBD molecule you need in less abundance than the THC. The THC takes more to feel. But they provide it naturally to you in a plant. Like the plant grows a certain percentage of that net need.
It's amazing. I mean, and you can really get deep into it and start looking into soils and healthy, the organic side of that. And it's an amazing thing, guys. So
plants turn into something from dirt. They rearrange the molecules into other molecules, man.
It's nuts that Earth is that powerful. Like we have, it's called dirt and earth and soil and all this stuff.
If you have a seed,
it grows.
It can turn that dirt into more plants.
And plants have their own ecosystem and economy that they're working off of. They help each other. And I think there's value to learning more about plants. Our buddy Austin, he's a horticulturist. He loves plants, and not just cannabis, but all plants. And I've been reading a lot about it, and there's a whole kingdom down there, and the mushrooms are helping the plants communicate.
Yes, it almost works like the movie Avatar, where like
nuts.
the plants are able to communicate through a network of mycelium. I'd be like, Austin should come on and be more real about it.
Really nerd out on it.
Really nerd out on it, but it's technically like veins and stuff connecting all the plants in a forest, and it's just a layer of fungi growing in below the surface, right below.
And there's a communication that happens where if a tree is experiencing pain somewhere far away, they send out these signals to the other trees to warn them to prepare for this damage that may be coming, or there's a freeze coming, or if one tree is lacking in nutrients or needs something, the other tree that may have a surplus is able to send that through that same network and help feed the plant and repair each other. And I think that's amazing. I think that we as humans need to tune into that energy a little bit and begin to try to help one another. And you can do that very easily through plants and help, like providing healthy vegetables or well-groomed cannabis for your neighbor or your loved ones, or extracting it and turning it into a healthy version of itself, a lotion or an oil, and just sharing that with the community. It's sharing in general
with your cannabis and with your edibles. That's something that's really beautiful and important about it as like as a community, is like you share it. Like when you make a batch of edibles, give some to your homies. Like, you're testing how strong they are and whatnot for when you're giving them to different people, but you're also like getting your buddies fucked up, medicating your buddies, and all those kind of things. Like,
and that's something that's a good point, is not only share with your friends, right?
But you're also essentially giving them like a super vitamin. You know, it's like, here's a super vitamin for your life. Like, go eat that, enjoy it.
You can also share the expense with your friends, right? So if making edibles is too much of a cost for you, or you can't afford it depending on the price of ingredients in your area, you could team up with a couple of your buddies and say, listen, let's all bring a little bit to the table here and throw down on one batch, and that'll be enough for us to all be medicated for the month. And then one specific person isn't taking too big of a hit in the pocket there, right?
Absolutely. I was just going to run a quick math real quick on how many milligrams are in an ounce of cannabis. It's roughly 5,000.
5,000 milligrams.
With a cannabis, it's 18%. You'd be looking at roughly 5,000 milligrams in an ounce. So if you're using an ounce in 2 cups of butter, that would be 16 tablespoons. It's half that. It's 32 tablespoons. But yeah, anyway, you know what I'm saying? The 5,000 divided by the 18 tablespoons, you're looking at stuff that's 120 milligrams a tablespoon,
and then,
which I feel is a good number to go to. That's your half an ounce per cup ratio.
And if you're ingesting that, it's gonna hit you a lot harder when it's ingested versus smoking it, and it's gonna last a lot longer.
It will last a lot longer.
Pound for pound, it's a more financially wise move there.
When I get home at the end of the night, I might do, have a dab or so, have a couple of dabs, but I really like eating a meal. Like when I consume a cannabis meal before bed, like I feel great.
Yeah, I mean, like you feel full and satisfied, but then those cannabinoids start kicking and you get kicked into rest mode, and your body really just starts to just chill, right?
And there's something fun about cooking with it too. Like it's brought a whole new exciting to food. Like food's exciting. It's exciting to cook good stuff, but just to know that it's cannabis infused too, it means that it has to come out right.
And it also helps boost your creativity, right? You're like, wait, I want to make this dish extra special. I'm already putting cannabis infused ingredient. I'm gonna put this extra ingredient in it to really spice it up.
Yeah,
a notch,
let's
right?
put some fresh herbs in there with it for aromatics. Let's have it smelling up the whole house while you're cooking with cannabis.
Step, right?
Yeah. It really makes you want to be creative with your food. Like as a non-chef, I never had any reason to be culinary or anything.
Yeah, you're like a young man. You're just sort of figuring this stuff out,
living,
right?
But I do enjoy food a lot, and I've gotten to have more joy coming from food by cooking with cannabis. Plus, feels right to eat. It gives you an excuse to eat, like, oh, well, like, I could just not eat tonight and just fall asleep or knock out or whatever. Or I could cook a nice meal and fall asleep and knock out, too.
I love making a nice meal, kicking back and watching a good movie or you know, I'm excited for the day that at the movie theaters you're allowed to go to the pump and pump some magical butter on your popcorn, bro. What's up? Is that day ever gonna come?
Okay. How do we get like a powdered version of butter where we could just like bring in a little pouch and like sprinkle it on ourselves?
Some sprinkled butter cheese.
I mean, be a baller and just take a little thing of butter and then just drip it on.
So what's up? You seen any good movies lately, or?
Yeah, like me and Chats were talking about the way I consume movies earlier. Like Saturday, I did nothing but watch movies, and I've only been able to figure out one that I've watched.
What movie did you watch?
I watched Black Panther.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because Marvel's got this whole thing going on right now. Like, it's the new Infinity War movie that's coming out that has, like, everybody going to the theaters to see the new Infinity War.
What is it, the Avengers?
Avengers Infinity War. I think it's the third Avengers in the series. I don't follow movies all that much. I do like the Marvel series. Like the Iron Man, the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's all fun. It's all, like, happy. It's all pretty lovey. Like, it's all good.
It's cool, right?
But I watched Black Panther, and I can't remember more than just, like, a couple scenes, like, in, like, the flashes of my memory. I felt like that one was kind of a miss.
Oh, really? It didn't captivate you?
Yeah, I was uncaptivated by Black Panther, because watching it in preparations to go see the new Avengers movie, I'd like to go see it in theaters while it's still spectacular and all that, but yeah, it just didn't have me caught. I don't know. But, so what Avengers have done, like me and my buddy realized this, like, we've spent $50 each probably watching the old movies.
Oh, to catch up.
The new Avengers is out. We've gone back and watched 4 or 5, paid for on Amazon, like, you know,
just
on
to catch
Amazon,
up.
just to catch up. Because it's like, oh, if I'm going to go see the new one, I need to catch number 3 of this, and I need to make sure I've seen the new one of this, so I know what's happening when the movie starts.
I can't keep up, man. I saw one of them where it was like Captain America and Iron Man and
the
Hulk.
Civil War. Yeah.
Nice.
I saw a glimpse of that one the other day. I couldn't remember why Iron Man was in the big suit beating up the Hulk. Like, I came in at the middle, and you just have no idea what's going on.
It's pretty far out, but
far out, great special effects, happy duty movie series. But they figured out how to get the money out of you, because I bet a bunch of other people went back and did the same thing. Like, oh, new Marvel movie, let's watch all the old ones too.
I gotta catch up.
Yep.
Yeah. I just recently watched the Ninja Turtles movie, the newer version. You know, where they've revamped it. Have you seen this?
I have not seen the new Ninja Turtles. I got like a real life Ninja Turtle situation going on.
You have like regular turtles.
I have like actual Ninja Turtles to worry about, you know? I'm afraid my girl's gonna give them too much butter and they're gonna like fucking start plotting against me.
Hold on, you don't give your turtles edibles, do you?
I don't, but I've always wondered how their body processes it, you know?
Yeah.
Every animal kind of processes the substance differently. Yeah, those are little mud turtles. That's what my Ninja Turtles look like.
Adolescent, healthy, normal turtles. They're not teenage, they're not mutant.
Teenage stoner turtles.
Yeah, so the Avenger movie is out. People are hyped up about that.
They're all hyped up. They say it's the best. I want to go see it in theaters. You know, I want to be able to see that big screen shake and chair experience. Like when you go to the movie theaters nowadays, it's all chair shakes and everything.
I like sneaking in the theater and bringing my vape pen. Getting up there in the corner where no one's looking and kind of huffing that vape pen the whole time.
Seen you do that some other wild places too.
Woo! Don't tell nobody.
Hot damn.
Don't tell nobody. What about this other movie, Deadpool 2? I heard that's pretty hyped up.
Amazing marketing campaign. Like I just
they're playing right off of the Avengers thing, right?
Yeah, coming out around the same time. It's a Marvel movie. They're even piggybacking some of the market. I see the picture that you have here in the notes is him wearing the Infinity Glove, which is something to do with the Infinity War. It's all the stones or something. We're all trying to collect rocks or some shit. Yeah, excellent marketing campaign. If you've seen it at Walmart, have you seen what they were doing at Walmart?
Who, Deadpool?
Deadpool 2 for advertising.
No, what are they doing?
They have taken all the old movie boxes. Like when you go to Walmart's movie section right now, everything has a Deadpool 2 themed sleeve on it.
That looks like the movie?
That looks like the movie. So it'll be Office Space, but instead of the guys there covered in sticky notes, it's Deadpool covered in sticky notes.
No way.
Terminator 2, instead of it being the Terminator's face, it's Deadpool's face. And it's just a sleeve that goes on the outside of the DVD. But it's pretty wild. It's a beautiful marketing campaign.
That is brilliant.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That's one thing that I loved about the Deadpool movie is he puts himself in all these other different, or you know, the directors put that character in all these other situations, and it's really, really cool.
Like, how does Deadpool date a girl? And stuff like that. Like,
just funny stuff. And
it's our guy.
They dressed him up like Bob Ross and had him paint a picture.
Yes, yeah, I've seen it. In its marketing campaign.
Right.
All the funny stuff.
All the funny stuff. So.
Yeah. That's an old card out of our boy that does Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's what's his name? Dan
Harmon.
Dan Harmon. Yeah.
And Justin Roiland.
He's got a book about it. Like, his little process is taking a character and putting him into a weird scenario.
Putting him into every scenario.
Yeah, draw an X character. So it could be a crazy guy that like doesn't like math. Like, where should we put him? In a math class with an alien spider teacher. Like, and then that you can write off of that. That gives you something to move off of. So like, take your character, put him in a crazy scenario. Like, how would Deadpool date a girl? Like, he's a burn victim and he's a superhero and all these things. What would his dating life be like? And there you have a scenario to work with.
Very exciting. I mean, a lot of our favorite shows and cartoons have followed that same formula.
All just use that formula.
Yeah, like I mean, The Simpsons.
It's the formula for television, essentially. Yeah. Like, that's like his shows like Community and Rick and Morty are pretty much founded on that idea.
That principle, yeah. They're hilarious.
They are hilarious. Which Rick and Morty season 3 coming.
I just
soon.
heard they signed on for 70 more episodes.
70 more episodes.
That's 7 seasons.
70, Morty. 70. There should be 70 more episodes.
That's 10 seasons total. Yeah, Rick and Morty is amazing. We love it.
We look up to that show. Like, we look at that like a religion.
They spoofed the Avengers and they called it the Vindicators.
The Vindicators.
And if you guys got a chance to catch that episode, it was spoofed very well.
I believe that's in season 2, midway.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Episode
that's
3, if you want to
one?
get technical.
Season 3 now available on Hulu.
Ooh.
For a price.
Season 3 is?
Season 3 is now. I was just told this weekend. Yeah, it's $20, but you get season 3.
I bought it on Amazon Prime back before so that I could watch every episode.
I pirated it off of TBA.
So
TBA.
Schatzberg wanted us to talk a little bit about, do like a 60 seconds on the clock and review a movie we've recently seen. And
I did my 60-second Black Panther review.
That was your review there?
Yeah.
The Black Panther?
Barely.
Barely.
I don't know what happened. I kind of fell asleep. Don't really remember much.
I'm going to do mine on The Evil
Didn't
Genius.
like it.
It was this Netflix documentary that just came out. Did you see this?
I have actually watched that one.
Oh, man. It was pretty exciting. It's a real-life story. It was very insane. But
do you remember when that happened?
I don't.
You don't? See,
I don't
my
remember
mom
that.
said the same thing.
Do you?
I do. As a kid, like 2003, I would have been in like 5th grade or something like that.
So this guy, this pizza guy, got sent to a bank with a note and a bomb around his neck.
The collar bomber.
The collar bomb, yeah, was fastened around his
bomber.
neck, and the note said it would go off if he didn't get what he wanted. He was demanding $250,000 in cash.
From a bank.
From a bank.
So I watched it, and that's where I first, because I know that a bank does not carry $250,000 in cash.
I think he...
I don't know. I don't care what you walk in with.
Yeah.
How big a truck or how big a gun you got. They just don't carry that much cash there at the bank. They just don't hold on to that. So that's one spot I thought it was weird right off the bat.
Yeah, so he walks out with a bag with $8 grand. His name's Brian Wells, and as he walks out of the bank, he gets surrounded by police, and they hold him at gunpoint, and they don't know now if he's a victim or the criminal, right?
This dude comes out of the bank that he just robbed in a weird way. He has a cane gun. He robs it kind of oddly. And then within the same little shopping center, he races to the McDonald's, which is where they caught him at. But he's there on some kind of wicked scavenger hunt where he's got to find the code that takes this bomb off of his neck.
Whoa.
And supposedly, like Schatz was telling me a little more, like there was only 2 keys but 4 keyholes, so you would have even had to know that information before even trying to accomplish the scavenger hunt. There just wasn't time for it. And he had robbed the bank and become surrounded by police. Like, you watched how many episodes deep are you into?
I finished it last night.
You finished it last night?
It's like 6 episodes.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen the end.
But the guy, he's begging for his life. The cops have him at gunpoint. The news cameras are there. The bomb is on his neck. It's beeping louder and louder.
He's sitting there on the ground, and he's like, "It's beeping, guys."
It's
like,
beeping louder
this
and louder
guy seemingly
and faster.
knows nothing of what's going on.
And
like,
it had very little time left, right? Ding, 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 ding. And then news cameras are rolling, and the bomb explodes.
That's the iconic imagery I remember seeing back then. I remember like seeing the guy like a thing pop. Damn,
Watch
TV.
the TV.
Watch
dog.
the TV.
We don't want to see that happen. So the dude died live on the news, and they didn't get the whole story. And now this whole show, it's called Evil Genius. It's highlighting this crazy woman who was like the mastermind in this like plot and
the actual plotter of this crazy, like when he walked in the bank, like a typical bank note, like you walk in and it says, give me the money, and you show him that on a piece of paper. They gave him like an 8-page document
with writing,
with like really small writing and things like that. Like you would have to read through 8 pages as the banker being robbed to like fully know what was going on. Just a bizarre story. Worth watching though. Like I remember seeing it on TV. Like that was on like America's Most Wanted. That next weekend, that was like the big thing. Like
it's exciting.
Over and over again.
Give it a watch. It's on Netflix. Yeah. It's worth a shot.
The media will get you.
Check it out. It's crazy. It reminded me a lot of To Catch a Murderer or Making a Murderer or whatever.
I believe it was done by the same production company. It was the same styling of it. But
great story.
Great case. I remember it. Like that's the part that really sold me on it. Was like, whoa, I remember these weird iconic images as a child. Dun dun dun.
Exciting stuff. Mad love to everybody watching right now live. We're live on Facebook, live on Twitch. This is the Magical Butter Podcast. You guys can listen and stream this whole show out on iTunes from your podcast station there, the Magical Butter Podcast.
The Magical Butter Podcast. Now available on iTunes.
It's pretty cool. You got your boy Dirty Dalton. I'm Chris Whitener.
What's up, guys?
Hanging out right now. It's a beautiful Tuesday, bro.
It is a beautiful Tuesday. It's been a little rainy.
Kind of rainy. A little bit stone gray.
It's been a little stone gray. But I really like it. Like, to be honest with you, when I walk outside and it's raining, it's like, I feel like you're just like, people are more focused on the rain than they are you.
How about
when you leave the house like that? Like, it's like, they just fly.
What if all the raindrops were Magical Butter gumdrops?
Oh, man.
Oh, what a world that would be.
Everybody about fucked up.
Yeah, standing outside with your mouth open wide. Go ahead.
Getting the high from the drops that come from the sky.
Raindrop, drip
bop,
drop,
bop, bop.
Raindrops looking like gumdrops. Woo!
Drop top
Drop
with
top.
the raindrops.
Cookie top. Smoking on cooking a hot box.
You gotta make a hot stop.
Put
your top up.
Get your pop lock. Eating Pop Rocks. Hey, speaking of this, I don't know if you guys saw this. 2 separate stories. Damn, my boy Dirty D is spitting like Migos. He is the Migo.
You're coming in.
It's going in. 2 different stories in the news this week of high school students bringing infused treats to school and getting caught for it. Not cool. We got to protect our youth, make sure they understand what they're dealing with. Magical Butter, we try to empower patients with our product line. We have 21 and up gummy molds, candy molds, butter trays, 21 and up cookie bags. So like if adults are creating infused items, they can protect the youth from them. But these stories seem like the students, I mean, they were 16 and 17. They must have made it themselves.
They were just going a little wild.
They did it themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first time we tried cooking with cannabis, I was about 17, so...
Yeah, I'd have been like 19 or so. But then again, I didn't start using cannabis till I was like 18. Well, I tried it when I was a kid, but like I didn't start using till I was
Right, you
19.
weren't hardcore in the game like that. But yeah, so one story happened. It looks like it's Hamden High School student. 5 students from Hamden High School were transported to the hospital after eating cannabis cookies, police said, and they arrested a 15-year-old girl. So the teen brought the cookies to school. She's been charged with 5 counts of risk of injury to a minor, and she's gonna have to be scheduled to appear in juvenile court in New Haven. So that's Connecticut.
On that same day, how many kids took acid and like freaked out and didn't tell nobody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, probably plenty. Like, it's high school. Like, you're doing...
I don't know that kids take acid at high school and go to school that way.
Maybe not anymore.
That's
like,
nuts.
Yeah.
I think we did shrooms once at school, but it was a big deal.
I remember that was like the stories that the older dudes tell is like, oh yeah, we fucking took a bunch of acid and went to class. Like,
yeah. That's some epic learning.
But you don't freak out.
I think
like,
college...
if you're, if you know what you're doing, you don't freak out. You don't call the cops for
College is probably a better environment for that kind of experimentation.
At a college party or something like that would probably be.
The same exact day, a teen in Florida is accused of bringing cannabis-laced cookies to school.
God damn it, Jacob.
A 17-year-old is suspected of bringing the cookies to school. They're now facing several charges. The investigators tested the cookies and they tested positive for THC. Officers said the student had them in a bag and was sharing them with several other students. So I guess,
How did they get caught up? Did somebody call?
The students appeared to be under the influence of drugs and were sent to the school nurse. And I guess probably under a little bit of interrogation, they cracked and said, yeah, man, I've been eating weed cookies. I don't know what to do.
So brought weed cookies.
And then they rolled on them.
Jacob.
But that's serious stuff. We're not trying to make light of that. You want to make sure you educate the youth, let them know what they're dealing with.
And don't do that shit at school. Like, if you're gonna, do it on the weekend or at night or not at school.
But I mean, back in my day...
When you've done drugs and they're kicking in too hard, don't call the freaking cops. Like, don't. Like, the hospital's not gonna help you at that point. Like, it's gonna make everything worse.
Back in my day, I know that they used to do drug busts frequently at school. They would bring in the dogs to sniff the lockers, sniff the parking lot.
It's a school. It's not a place for drugs.
People would get caught all the time for smoking weed or have pot on them or have a pipe.
Would they bring in the dogs?
When they would bring in the dogs.
Yeah, they bring in the dogs from my school
so
too. Like.
Nowadays, as cannabis becomes more and more readily available and people become more hip on ways to use it, I'm sure people are going to be caught with edibles at school. They're going to be caught with vape pens and some of these traditional or these newer forms of ways of consuming.
And how many students had consumed alcohol on that day? Without really having tight reins on it, there's really no way to tell.
I mean, we all know that kid who brought a bottle of vodka, water bottle full of vodka to school.
Water bottle full of vodka.
And poured it in the drink mix.
Yeah, and even he would act goofy. It's like, why weren't they fucking with him?
The biggest thing with alcohol, it's hard to cover the odor. And same with cannabis, it's very hard to cover the odor.
It's very hard to cover the odor. I'll tell you, when you're smoking, you can smell that odor hundreds of yards.
Far.
Like, I didn't even realize it. I realized it camping is where I've realized it. Where like you walk off somewhere and like if you've got a friend back at campsite that smoked, you're walking back and you're like, I smell weed, and it's like, wow, I could be 500 feet, 600 feet from campsite, and you're smelling your buddy smoking. So like that was a big warning sign. I was like, whoa, wow, people would smell this for hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Yeah, it's very loud, as they say. The odor, it's pungent. It's a very pungent aroma. You need to be mindful when you're in areas. That's something that the Magical Butter machine, when you're extracting your cannabis and creating an oil or a butter, the machine does cut down tremendously on the aroma, especially compared to some of the old-fashioned methods, right? The crock pot. Really stink up your whole house.
Absolutely, yeah. One where the fumes are just escaping out of it versus the lid that covers it. Same with the decarb box. Like I decarbed this weekend, and the decarb box, that seal, you can see the box poof out a little bit, and that poofage is all your essence.
Yeah, being
your
preserved.
essence being preserved.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Those are beautiful words.
And then it's funny because one of the most stinky parts of the process, historically has been decarboxylation.
Is your decarbing process.
And back in the day, I know people used to just throw it on a cookie sheet. You might go the extra step and cover that sheet with some aluminum foil.
Yeah, there was the oven bag,
the turkey roasting bag.
Yeah.
And so this decarb box is a really cool technique. It's going to cut down on that aroma. But when you're in close quarters, or even if you have sensitive neighbors or roommates, you want to make sure that you're cutting down on that smell as much as possible.
If you're in close quarters, don't be worried about it, man. They all know anyways. If you've smoked in there ever, they can already smell it. So, like, just don't worry about it. Go all out. Nobody's going to stop you. It's my advice.
Yeah, but actually, you got to be careful. Like, I was in a hotel recently, got caught up in the mix. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, no.
Management, hey, Mr. Weiner, you can't be smoking that. Sorry, sir, don't mean to disturb.
I was referring to, like, your own house and stuff, your apartment and whatnot. Like, what you got to worry about, and it's not the majority of neighbors you have to worry about. It's the one evil neighbor who's like, kid became a junkie because of pot, quote unquote. Like, that's the one neighbor you got to worry about. You
ever used any kind of scent, like a deodorizer or a ozone spray, or?
Like in my life or in my house, like
just
in my house,
general.
Yeah, I have before. It's come up where it's like, we kind of need the smell of pot to be out of here right now.
Don't use Axe body spray, whatever you do.
You can use it. It covers it right up.
Ew,
it gets rid of it immediately, which is what's helpful because you're trying to create probable disc cause.
Have you ever heard of those things that people make? They have a product on the market for it. It's like called the Weed Buddy or something. But
the blunt spray.
The Smoke Buddy.
The Smoke Buddy.
Or the the sploof.
The sploofer.
Where you fill a toilet paper roll with fabric softener sheets and you blow your hit through it, and by the time the smoke comes out the other side, it's changed its smell, and it's no longer smelling like weed, but smells like fresh laundry.
And I think that's just like in your head that it smells like, you're like, oh, it smells like fresh laundry, but somebody still smells that bowl. I see somebody brought up the blunt power spray. One of the first times I smoked, I got completely screwed over and let out by blunt spray. I had done it in a motor vehicle, parked somewhere, and
you sprayed the blunt spray afterwards?
We sprayed the blunt spray afterwards. It's like, oh, it's the blunt spray. You got to make sure to spray it into the interior real well. Holy shit, did that stuff stain and leave marks and leave everybody wondering why somebody was spraying something in the car. So yeah, blunt spray. Don't spray it on stuff.
Oh, it'll cause...
It'll mess your stuff up, and then somebody's like, why is the stuff messed up? It's like, oh shit, I was trying to make it not smell like weed.
Yeah, that's something to definitely be mindful
of.
Blunt
spray gave me up one time.
Some of the stuff will actually, it'll do exactly that. It'll get you caught more than it'll,
you're just
cover it up. One trick is washing your hands, washing your mouth if you are smoking. Get that all that, any area that was made contact with smoke. One of the old tricks was take your shirt off so your clothing's not getting covered with it.
Doing your hands in dirt, that was always...
In dirt?
Yeah, dirt gets rid of the smell.
Before or after?
After.
Ew.
To get the smell off your hands.
I don't recommend rubbing your hands in dirt.
Now, rubbing in a little dirt, wash it off, you're good to go.
That's advice from Dirty Dalton.
From Dirty D. How to get the smell off your hands.
The dirtiest man in all the land.
Stay dirty, folks.
So yeah, it looks like in Africa, they're starting to bring cannabis to Africa, in South Africa, actually.
Wow.
First medical cannabis dispensary opens in Durban. While cannabis is still illegal in South Africa, Durban North now hosts the first medicinal cannabis dispensary in Africa. And it looked like, to me, Durban North is like a region within South Africa, so it's like their own territory. And it's pretty exciting. I mean, we've got a few business partners down in South Africa. Magical Butter machines are sold down there, doing really well. So exciting stuff, man. How do you feel?
I want to go. I gotta see it. I don't know how to feel.
You ever seen this group? Die Antwoord?
Yes, I have. I was trying to watch the GIF because they're wild.
They are so cool.
Yeah, it's what's his name?
Yolandi and Ninja.
And Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. Yeah.
Ninja's story with Kanye is great. That cartoon animated story where he's talking about how he went and played ball with Kanye.
And ate like lemon meringue pie or something.
Yeah. There's some kind of joke. There was a punchline in there for sure.
No, that was hilarious. Yeah, he's like, he went and played basketball with Drake.
Yeah. With Kanye.
Yeah.
Like Kanye takes him to Drake's house after he has beef with Kanye. It's really good.
No, he had beef with Drake.
He had beef with Drake, yes.
And Kanye brought him there to play
basketball. And Kanye was like, hey, let's go play basketball at my homie's house. And he shows up at Drake's house. Like, I don't know, to be a rapper nowadays, it'd be fun as hell.
So North Durban is the area in South Africa, or Durban North rather. Shout out to our boy Wade Durban. He's watching us right now on Twitch. He's the man that's hooked us up with so many cool items, picture frames, clocks, wood structures, mirrors, glass, anything. He engraves it with lasers, laser beams. It's pretty amazing stuff.
It is.
We're very, very grateful and fortunate to have you as a friend, and thank you for tuning in and sticking around with us. Wade Durban is the man who made the light-up sign that you see here. He also makes a lot of cool products for Bubba, the Bubba radio show. He sends them their light-up signs and all kinds of cool stuff. The possibilities that he's created are truly endless there. So, and one of our favorite strains is also Durban Poison.
Durban Poison.
Yeah.
Really good strain.
Super fire.
A smell you will never forget. Durban Poison has a particular scent to it. And anytime you have real Durban Poison, it has that smell.
It's scary that it's called poison because it's definitely not poisonous at all. Like, that name is a little misleading.
Oh, I picture like a snake bite. Like,
yeah,
it just gets you a little fucked up.
Yeah. Snake.
Yeah, snake bite vodka. Shout out.
Bye, Peggy O'Learian. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We love you. Jennifer Gordon, we love you. Shout out to everybody watching. Rachel Kratz, the great Bildo.
We got our boy Rob in house today.
Rob, you want to come hang with your boys?
Rob.
Let's get you over here on the set.
Let's bring you up here.
Get you mic'd up.
You can have my chair for first round.
Sure.
I'm up. Got to go sit.
I need a microphone.
You do need a microphone.
I thought you were gonna give me a microphone.
You ain't getting my mic.
All right, Rob, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Rob Gargiulo in the
Hi,
house.
Paul.
Man, doing great, doing great. Hanging out with Dirty D. Think he needs to take a little break there.
You know where Dirty D's going.
Happy to have you here on the show with us.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
How's your week been, bro?
It's been pretty good, my friend. I actually used a magical butter machine this weekend to make tincture. It was my first. The last time I was here with you, you made tincture. And so I went, hey, Chris did it right here on this desk. I don't think it could be too difficult. So I made tincture on Sunday. And then Sunday night, the tincture was done. And I was able to make gummies that I put in the fridge. And I tried one yesterday. Turned out fantastic. So thank you to the magical butter machine.
Cool. What flavor gummies did you make?
I did blue Jello, so blue raspberry, I guess. And then I have another container worth of tincture that I'm going to use to make. I also got red, so I think it's strawberry or cherry.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Cool.
Fantastic, man. I used the ingredients and the instructions through MagicalButter.com. So thank you guys for making it dummy proof. Like, I could figure that out.
And so that was your first try making the gummies?
Yeah, I've done cookies before. I've never done gummies. I was always worried about the cooking process. I know that you have to burn the alcohol off and turn it into MBO, and I was worried about doing that. But it was, I gotta be honest, it looks more difficult in the video than it actually is in person. It's very simple. You just sit and wait, and once it becomes like maple syrup, you're good to go.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. We got all those recipes on our website at MagicalButter.com/recipes, complete with recipe videos like you said.
Easy.
You follow along, you see. Watch how we do it a couple times, get that visual reference, have the written recipe right in front of you, and go for it. Just go for it. It's not that hard. We tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. So
yeah, it's fantastic, man. I got to be honest. I've had gummies before. I've never had – these are pretty strong. I was pleasantly surprised by how strong they were because the cookies that I've made before have not been – as strong, but I had a little too much Sunday night, and I went, okay, now I know I know it's a quarter of a gummy is what I have to take, because anything more than that, it can go turn your day sideways.
Yeah, and so you find yourself, if you overconsume, you become maybe a little bit less productive?
Oh, yeah, I'd nap. I had to nap it off. I went to bed early Sunday night. I went, you know what, I'm calling it a day on this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to rebound. It's already gone past that point, so.
And that can be fun. Sometimes you're looking for that afternoon nap, but sometimes if you dial it in and you take the perfect dose, how do you find that affects you in a positive way?
I'm happier. Man, I'm just so it sounds so cliche, but but the whole world seems brighter and happier. You walk around and you're just like, my back feels good. My back wasn't hurting. I pulled my back muscles trying to lift my couch up, and I was like, man, my back's hurting me. I took a quarter of the gummy, felt better. I went, oh, that's perfect. So.
That's amazing. And just that state of mind, feeling happy, it makes everyday life and the things that we have to go through daily as humans a little bit more enjoyable, easier, more fun.
And think about the effect you have on other people. When you're in a grouchy mood, people, I don't know if I want to talk to that guy. I don't know what's going on in that guy's world. But when you're happy and you're walking around just smiling, like people, that positivity and that happiness, it's almost contagious. Like people around you start to feel it as well. And I think it's because you're an easier person to deal with at that point when you're in a better state of mind.
Well, that's a great point. It absolutely is contagious. And we already know that certain sicknesses that we get, I mean, like a common cold, for instance, is contagious, right? And if we're feeling sick or you're not in a good state of mind due to your illness, that's going to be a contagious feeling. And you're going to be putting off a lot of negative cues out into the world. And, I mean, nobody wants to be around someone who's not doing well, right? And
no.
So if you're able to ingest cannabis and make yourself feel better or as very simple as make yourself feel happy, you're going to start putting off that positive energy and those positive cues, and you're really going to attract a lot of that same energy back.
Yeah, you want to be surrounded by people who are on the same frequency, wavelength as you, and you don't want to. I don't want negativity in my life. Therefore, I don't want to put negativity out there towards other people. So you try and be happy, and it sounds again very hippie-ish, but it's good being happy, man, and it helps. Look, I'm a happier person now because I do meditation and stuff like that, but to be honest, that gummy is a 45-minute fix, whereas meditation is a long-term process to fix your depression or whatever you're dealing with. That gummy, 45 minutes later, and you're like, hey, you know what? The world's not so bad. I'm going to go outside and just stare at the rain. That's what I did. It was raining. I was like, hey, man, look how beautiful the rain looks. All right, cool.
It's almost like a quick little reset, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, reset you like that.
And if you combine that with a little bit of exercise or meditation or a walk outside, go take a walk out in nature, even if it is a light rain or a sunny day, and breathe and appreciate the things that are around you. And it's so easy in your day-to-day life to just run through and forget to stop and smell the flowers or appreciate the clouds or take a moment to listen to that bird that's singing to you and hear what he's singing about, because life is just fast and it's flying by us. And if you do take a couple moments to be more mindful and conscious with your daily steps, it's positive situation.
Mindfulness. That's the word I was looking for. When you're mindful, that's a pretty powerful thing. So thank you guys, because you guys hooked me up with a magical butter machine, and it's fantastic. In fact, you guys gave me some to give away for some friends of our radio show, the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and I don't know how to say this. I have a friend who has a friend whose son's gym teacher was asking him questions about the magical butter machine last week at field day, and that gym teacher may or may not have gotten a magical butter machine. So
that's really cool.
Look at that. Yeah, he's going to Colorado for the summertime, and he goes, I would like to be able to try and make some of my own infused ingredients while I'm out there. And I went, well, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that can get you a magical butter machine, and lo and behold, there it is.
Boom.
So, yep.
That's great. That's great. And I think that's amazing that a teacher, teachers have unique schedules. They can take a few months off for the summer and go out to Colorado and
relax,
explore that lifestyle a little bit.
I've never been, but that's like my son has the June, July, and half of August off from school, and I go, that's a trip that I'd like to make. We have some time coming up in July, the July 4th holiday, where we'll be off work. I've got my camper van. I would love to go and see what it's like in Colorado and take my kid out there. It's beautiful. I've heard great things about hiking, but I would also like to be able to go and take a look at some of the dispensaries. I've never been inside of one, so it'd be cool to go and actually walk inside of a dispensary and go, wow, look at what everybody else makes seem like it's such a bad thing. But look, it's available for purchase recreationally.
Yeah, I think once you actually experience that for yourself, you go into a dispensary and see that it's not as bad as they've made it seem, or that you have so much selection and different products to choose from, and the staff at any given dispensary are very helpful, pretty knowledgeable. They're going to be able to answer a lot of your questions and allow you to smell and see stuff before you make that decision and purchase it.
It'd be great to be able to go to like a reliable source instead of Kenny, my buddy, who sells me weed. That's not his name, and I don't buy it or whatever. But you're not getting the actual, hey, you know what? Oh, you're having trouble sleeping? Here, try this strain. This is going to help you. Oh, you have back problems? Try this strain. It'd be great to walk into a store that will be able to tell, hey, oh, you have this issue? Here, try this. We recommend this. This will help with your insomnia or your anxiety. Then you're actually treating your disorders with cannabis as opposed to medicating yourself with cannabis and not treating the disorder. A lot of people, I think people get that confused. They just take whatever they can get their hands on, and it's not actually treating the actual afflictions that they have, whereas there's actual strains that will help with that stuff. So
and having that availability is all the important. Yeah, like getting it from some geek on the street, you don't really have much selection, right? You take what you can get.
Yeah, remember in high school it was whatever. Okay, mids. I'll take mids. I'll take dirt weed. Whatever. I don't care. Like at that point, it was whatever you get your hands on because options were limited. Now it's a little bit more available.
Yeah, it's a buyer's economy for sure. And so you've never been to Colorado. Have you had the chance to go out to? I know now might not be the best time to go there, but have you been to Hawaii?
No, I never have.
I hear beautiful things. I got to meet a lovely nurse that lives out there on the Big Island, and she runs a dispensary out there, and was telling me a little bit about how the Magical Butter machine is helping her patients. And the dispensaries in Hawaii, they're able to sell patients whole flour.
Okay.
They don't have edibles or any extracted oils or anything of that
So they
nature.
don't sell anything else but the pure flour.
The whole flour.
Okay.
Yeah, and so a registered patient, caregivers are allowed to buy up to 4 ounces of medical cannabis during a 1 to 5 consecutive day period, and up to 8 ounces over a 30-day period.
Oh, wow. So
I guess they can get up to a ½ pound per month, which is a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's plenty for a patient to be able to have many different, ways of infusing and ingesting.
Yeah, the furthest I've traveled west is California. And even there, when I got to California, the cannabis that I was trying in California, at the time, it was not recreational or medicinally legal. Well, maybe it was medicinally legal, but it was not recreationally legal. And it was the best tasting cannabis I'd ever had in my life. It was one of those ones where like, oh, man, it can taste like this? Whew. And now you can get that in Florida, which is pretty cool. It's made its way across the country. Now the accessibility is a lot easier to get to. So.
Yeah, I mean, you used to hear about some of that fire stuff coming out of Cali and in the movies and the rap songs, and it slowly made its way across the country and the world, and now people are smoking strong all over the place.
Yeah, so I've never been to Hawaii, but I don't know, you watch the photos I've seen a lot of the pictures of golfers golfing. That's the one thing.
Oh, with the
volcano in the background exploding, and these guys are just teeing off, and I'm like, well, I guess if you live there, you know how immediate the danger would be. So yeah, you could go and golf if you wanted to, try and relax. What do you do when the earth around you is blowing up? Like, what else would you do with your time? Because you can't go to work. Is anybody in Hawaii working right now besides emergency responders? I doubt it. I bet most people are trying to just make sure their home doesn't get destroyed and enjoy the time that they have. I mean, they're not going to be able to go to work, so go do something.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you're at. I know I have some friends that work on a farm down there, and the volcano was getting pretty close, the lava and the activity, and they were keeping a close eye on it. But the wind is a major factor.
Yeah, because it can blow ash, and that ash can start fires. Yeah.
Yeah, so scary stuff. I actually had a friend that was just out there in Hawaii on a surf trip. He comes home today, and I was like, they already had the trip planned months in advance. So they just went with it, even though there was a natural disaster going on. But
yeah, that's why you get trip insurance, vacation insurance.
Yeah, reschedule.
Yeah, exactly. If the earth's blowing up around where you're vacationing, I'll stay home in Florida for the weekend.
Could just kick it, right? But so the weekend is coming up. We got big stuff popping. It looks like it's Memorial Day coming up on Monday.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes, because we are doing, on Memorial Day, we have the day off, so we're putting together Best Of, which is, for the radio, it's just old segments that we've aired that are the best of the best segments. So coming Monday, Best of Brent Hatley For those Bubba the Love Sponge show listeners, it's the best of their former executive producer, now Howard Stern show employee, Brent Hatley. All Brent segments all morning long this coming Monday. So that's how I'll be celebrating my Memorial Day. How will you be celebrating yours?
I will be up in Canada, up in Toronto, at the Lift Expo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I come home on Monday, so I'll be kind of traveling on Memorial Day. So hopefully that goes good. Have a nice, safe quest up there. But
have you ever been to Canada?
I have not.
Hey, look at this. It'll be your first time.
I hope they let me in without any...
You got a passport?
I do.
All right, good to go.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm an upstanding citizen. No priors, no issues there.
You don't look like the type of guy that hangs out with derelicts. You look like you are the company you keep, and you dress very well. So I would let you into my country if I owned one.
Well, thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
Probably the worst derelict I know is Dirty Dalton.
Yeah. He might be the worst derelict I know, too, and I know some pretty
He's not that
weirdos.
bad. My mom and grandma love him, so that means he's a pretty good character.
How's your grandma doing? The last time I was here, you had to take your grandma to the emergency room.
Well, no, the
paramedics came.
up just to check on her.
Yeah, but she's good?
She's so good.
Cool.
She's actually tuned in right now. Hey, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
In the comments, I hope you're all right. I love you.
You're the best. I met you at 420, and you were super cool. So
Rob's down with it. He loves you. Maybe we'll have some tacos later. A little Taco Tuesday action.
So you're going to Canada for the... it was the Lift?
It's called the Lift Expo, and it's they've done it several years now. It's one of the more popular events that goes on in Canada. International cannabis event. The first day is on Friday, May 25th, and it's going to be strictly for business to business, an industry event. It's highly focused on business and closed to all consumers. And then the main day is going to be Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and the 27th. It's all consumer focused. Magical Butter partnered up with one of our distributors, Human Vape, and we'll have our own table there set up. We'll be doing live cooking demonstrations and giving people free products and just hanging out, having a good time.
How long are you there for? You fly in?
Fly in Thursday, come home Monday.
Cool.
Yeah, so it should be a good trip.
You go all over because you just got back from New Jersey this week too, right? Or last week?
I was in New York last week and then New Jersey the week before.
So, man, that's a lot of flying.
It's been a lot of fun. Luckily, like when you stay on the east side of things, it's not too crazy.
Yeah, because the time and the
when you start going out west, the travel changes a bit. We're planning, I think, the last week of the month we'll be heading out to the Cannabis Cup to NorCal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to be doing the Cannabis Cup up in, I want to say it's Sacramento. Let me look at it real quick. Hard to keep up with all this stuff here.
And you guys have been to the Cannabis Cup in previous years, right?
Oh, yeah, we go. They throw them frequently. Yeah, NorCal, Santa Rosa is where it's going to be at for June 2nd. But yeah, Cannabis Cups are amazing events. They throw them all over the country.
Oh, yeah, look, there's one in Michigan, Amsterdam. Okay, cool.
We partnered up with High Times several years ago and have had just nothing but great success. They put on an amazing show. I think at this one they're going to have Phil Lesh. He's one of the original bass player from Grateful Dead. Okay. He'll be out there playing music.
Oh, Blues Traveler?
Blues
All right,
Traveler.
I like some Blues Traveler, man.
They got G-Love in the Special Sauce. He just got arrested in Florida for cannabis possession. He got caught with a vape pen leaving a show in Sarasota.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just happened last week. So G-Love in the Special Sauce. He'll be out there playing some music. We also got the legendary hip-hop group Arrested Development. So they've got some old hip-hop classics. They'll be out there keeping it funky for us. But it's just a great event. I mean, they bring together the growers, the extraction, you know, the chefs and the edible lines, the nurses and doctors, the science, the patients, the culture, the music, the art. All of it is just brought together in one beautiful array. It's amazing. So I love it. Big up to High Times for everything they've done. And
it looks like a fun time.
Really looking forward to that event.
Does a whole crew go for something like that, or is it just a couple of people?
For something like that, we'll try to round up the whole crew. We'll bring out the production team and make sure we're filming it, getting all that content, and bring out our boys Kenny and Austin, and just show love, man. The Cannabis Cup is just a truly unique experience. Look out for the Cannabis Cup. It's coming to a city near you. If it's not in your state, I recommend you make the travel up and see what it's all about. So, yeah, right now we're live. This is the Magical Butter Podcast. We're in the Magical Butter Studios here. It's a lovely Tuesday. Got my boy Rob Gargiulo in the house, hanging out. We're getting geared up for this weekend and getting geared up for this week. We got a really special show tomorrow, the Magical Butter Variety Show. We try to showcase different chefs cooking in the kitchen, some culinary cannabis, just delicious stuff. We got our girl Chef Renee, the gluten-free chef, coming in tomorrow, and we're gonna be doing some celiac special inspired recipes for people who are suffering celiac disorder. We also got our homie Dingy, the infamous, the #1 Fortnite player. He's out here taking them W's from people. Killer kid. He's gonna be coming out playing some Fortnite for us live on the Twitch for everybody. And if you guys haven't played Fortnite yet, it's a very popular game. It's blowing up. Have you checked it out?
I've not. I've heard a lot about it because there was just a story today that Fortnite is offering, I believe it was $100 million. I'll tell you right now. 100 million. Yeah, it's 100. It commits $100 million for Fortnite competitions. Epic Games has committed $110 million for people to win. It's 110 in prize money in various esports tournaments for Fortnite across the United States through the 2018 and 2019 calendar year. So you can win major money, like $100 million. That's life-changing. Because, I mean, even $1 million at this age would be life-changing. I can't imagine $100 million. But yeah, it's a lot of money to invest in video games. But they're doing it.
They're looking for like a capital infusion there? Or?
Let's see. They did not announce what tournament organizing partners or other details about its plan to make its splash into esports. Although it said it plans to be more inclusive and focused on the joy of playing and watching the game, and they left this part out, but also winning $100 million because that's how much prize money they're putting up. That's a lot of money.
Wow. That would shatter the record for the most money awarded in a year for one title. So that's
Valve. I've never even heard of this game. Valve Dota 2 awarded $35 million over several tournaments in 2017. That was a previous record. So they're jumping up $65 million because Fortnite's huge. All these kids are playing it. Even my son, he's 8, and he knows what Fortnite is. I still have yet to play it.
It's not a bad game, but it's crazy. These guys are pulling in 6-figure salaries playing video games. It's really like an athlete contract at that point, you know. Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely money behind it now, and that's awesome. Good for those guys.
Yeah, Ninja is one of the top players on Fortnite that you may see. If you stream on Twitch at all, you can pick different games that you watch or follow, and Fortnite is one that's blowing up, and Ninja is the top player. He's killing it. So, see here.
Ninja's his name?
Ninja. Yeah, he streams live with Drake and Travis Scott.
Wait, Drake the singer plays Fortnite with him?
He's been on his show before.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Ninja. Richard Tyler Blevins, age 26 years old.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep, he's killing it.
Good for him.
Yeah. 80,000 views per stream. So
he earns over $500,000 per month from streaming Fortnite. Wow, good for $500,000 a year. He has over 10 million subscribers on YouTube. That's pretty incredible. Good for you, man. Yeah, Travis Scott, Drake has played with him. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't know who that is. That's pretty cool, man.
Really cool. It's exciting. It gives a lot of kids hope out there that are, looking for something to blow up. You can do it doing pretty much anything.
Well, my son's 8, and instead of wanting to be a firefighter or a police officer or something like that, when we were kids, that was what they'd ask you, what do you want to do with your life? That's most answers would be firefighter, astronaut. My kid said he wanted to be a YouTuber.
Oh,
and
no.
I went, oh, well, let's have a backup plan because I don't know how YouTube pays, but I'm pretty sure everybody wants to be a YouTuber at one point or another, and not everybody makes it. But
So, like, traditionally back in the day, if you wanted to pursue a life of film, you would look into becoming an actor or an actress or
director, producer,
musician of some form. But these kids now are just shooting straight for being a YouTuber. Like, that's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy indeed.
Well, my kid, he's 8, and he has every kid in his elementary school. They have their own iPads. So technology, it's already here. The kids are using. He's more equipped to use an iPad than I am at 31. He knows more of the functions than I do, and I'm pretty technological savvy. But I don't know. I'm getting outsmarted by an 8-year-old.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yeah, 2nd grader.
2nd
Squeeze
grader.
on in, boys.
Oh,
let me.
he's back from.
You want to be in the middle? How do you want to do this?
Nah, we'll
okay.
squeeze you in the middle, Rob.
I'm the meat in the sandwich.
Yeah.
All right.
Dirty D.
Being middle feels like the hot seat.
You had to
right?
go
Yeah.
fix
I
your
don't know who to talk to.
fix your thumb there.
Yeah, I had to go adjust my microphone.
Got it.
Yeah.
Where is your microphone?
Where's my microphone? Right here.
Okay, good.
Where is
You went to adjust it. He took it
I was
off.
like, whoa, where is it? Like, I looked down and it wasn't there. There it is.
Cool. So yeah, we're coming to you guys live. Dirty D just hopped back up in the mix with us.
Hey, everybody.
We got my boy Rob Gargiulo here. I'm your boy Chris Widener. Magical Butter Podcast. You guys, we just broke on to the iTunes platform. We got an official Magical Butter Podcast. Pretty exciting stuff.
It's called, I think you get to it from, I'm going to have to double question the voice above. It's the Magical Butter Podcast, right?
It is indeed the Magical Butter Podcast.
It's the
Nice.
Magical Butter Podcast.
MagicalButter.com/MB Podcast. It's on the bottom of your screen.
He just sounded like that big guy from Nickelodeon. You remember, like the big...
Legends of
The Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah, all right.
Hidden Temple, yeah, winner Rob.
All right, Magical
Points.
Butter Podcast. I'm gonna find
Grandma, I shaved my mustache. I'm glad you like it. It was real. Just so everyone knows out there, I know there was a lot of speculation online.
So much
People were like,
speculation.
why would you wear such a fake, ugly mustache?
Why would you wear a fake mustache?
Because it's not fake.
I'm coming in with a fresh trim today.
Are you? I can't even notice.
Took care of everything.
Can't even notice.
You run it over with a 1 or a 2 and it just stays the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facial hair with 30D out there. That's how you do it.
Facial, spatial.
Facial, spatial. Yeah, it just goes in all natural white trashy like this.
Oh, yeah? Good for you.
Yeah.
You don't have a real beard like my boy Rob here.
Not like Rob. Oh, if I could grow a beard like Rob, you know it'd be there.
Yeah, I can't trim it for crap, man. My girlfriend has to do that, so thank you to Caitlin. I appreciate you doing that for me.
I
Wow.
can imagine if
What-
she has to
we
trim your
appreciate
beard.
that, Caitlin.
If she trims your beard, she's probably trimming other places too.
Yeah, my back. Oddly enough, the hairiest part of my body. That's
She
weird,
trims
man.
your beard and it gets a little weird.
Yeah, right. You guys are young, but you're not 30 yet, are you?
I'm 30 years old,
Chris
dog.
is
Oh,
30.
congrats. How about you? No,
25. I'm
Oh,
still
man,
young as
that makes you
shit.
feel old.
I'm an OG.
Yeah, wait till Dalton, wait till you're 30, because hair will start growing on your back, man.
Holy
That
crap.
mane of yours growing down from your head, it's going to meet and get tangled in your back hair eventually.
Man,
What it must be like to date me. You get to shave my beard and my back hair. The
shout out
thrills.
Caitlin.
Yeah, the thrills of being you. Lucky you.
So what's up? You guys watching any sports lately?
The Lightning are doing something. They're killing it on the baseball.
They're in the
or
finals,
whatever
right?
The fuck they are.
Are they in the finals?
Yeah, I like the conference something.
They're in position to win the Eastern.
You want to switch computers? Is that one yours?
Oh, so they have one more
Oh,
game.
Is this one yours?
Yeah, that one's mine.
Oh,
That
this one's
computer-
yours.
It's
Oh.
laptop shuffle.
Oh. All I saw was a MacBook with the thing up.
Yeah, don't go too far in my browser history, my
Yeah,
friend.
there you go. Personal computers and work computers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's the deal here? We got to get an update on what's happening.
No, yeah,
All
we're
right.
talking about the Lightning right now. The Lightning.
Conference finals. The series is tied 3-3.
Okay, so they're in position to
Yeah, Game
potentially
7
make it.
is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. It's the Lightning versus the Capitals. The winner will go on to face Las Vegas something Knights, right? It's the Golden Nugget. No, that
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights.
Is
I
it the
believe.
Golden Knights?
Golden?
The Las Vegas Golden Knights. I've
Knights,
heard some conspiracy in this. This is the
Vegas
the
Golden
Las
Knights.
Vegas team's first year
In the
as
league?
a hockey team.
And they're
No
already
way.
making it to the
And
finals.
they've made it to the finals within their first year of being in the league.
That's probably never been done.
They've recruited some of the top players. When they did their draft, they kind of went all out. They chose the best players from the best teams and paid the most money for them. But what I've seen in the conspiracy era is at the beginning of the season, the Lightning would have been 1 in 500 to win the Western Finals. So that means those players out in Vegas, because Vegas is where all the betting on all this jazz goes down. Out in Vegas, if at the beginning of the year you were to bet on your home team, you'd have a 501 chance of taking home, so you'd be taking home, a bunch of money on $50.
Yeah, I'm not really good at gambling or numbers.
I'm not either. That's why I said a bunch of money on $50 instead of an exact number.
We had Kendra when we were out in Vegas. It was, it was last summer. She placed a bet.
I want to say it was a couple months ago.
No, it was for the Life is Beautiful festival.
Oh, okay.
So
So
it was like
that would have been the
July.
year before.
Yeah, it
Because
was
that's coming
July.
up again.
But she placed a bet while she was out there that the Lightning would make it into the finals. She placed a small bet, and if they do make it, she's gonna win $600.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's super
Well,
cool.
she probably bet $20 or $50 or something like that for the opportunity to win 500.
Have you
50
guys
into 500. It's
ever
good.
gone gambling, like at a casino? I've done it a handful of times, and I'm no good.
Oh, of course we have.
Chris does
I
it.
tear it up. Bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chris
I'm a
does
Like,
baller.
what's your game?
I like, to be honest, I like roulette.
Me too. I like the colors, man. I just guess
Poker.
colors.
I'll play a little bit of baccarat. Play a little bit of, blackjack. Play a little bit of.
Chris actually does it. I've seen him come back to the room before, like having come up on 1 and 11 and shit like that, like good numbers. Like,
Yeah, I won $1,000 on one spin when I was out there the first day we got there. I was like, hell yeah, that sets the tone for your trip. You know?
Yeah.
Down to have a good
I've
time.
learned just not to mess with it. You can go to Vegas and have a great time with gambling zero. You can gamble $25, and that's only for a free couple of drinks.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's
you
what
just
I
sit there and
usually do,
wait for the
too.
free drinks.
My
Like,
boy Dalton Brown is a bargain hunter, and he has the most fun I've ever seen in Las Vegas.
free drinks in Vegas. All you got to do is put in $5 and hit the button a couple times. Yeah,
He knows
man.
how to really milk the system.
You
got
got
to
to milk the system. It's Vegas.
and that goes for many different establishments. That
You
we've
can
been
go in
together.
and lose. You can go in and win.
Yeah,
You
he-
got to come out winning.
he
Like,
wins every time.
I win a different way. I never come home with no money, but I'll win.
More fun gambling with other people's money. I've had that happen one time where I was with a group of people, and a guy who was way richer than the rest of us was giving us money to gamble with. And at that point, it's kind of just like, hey, there's no strings attached to this money, so I'll just have fun with it. It's cool.
That's some good vibes of gambling there. Like,
Yeah.
no wonder you can pull home W's with that. Like,
Do you you get to win? Do you get to keep the winnings?
Yeah, he was letting everybody keep whatever they wanted. He didn't care. It wasn't much. He gave us each like $50, $100 at the most. But yeah, when you hang out with somebody that can do that, like I couldn't give. No offense to you two, but if the three of us went into a casino, I'm not giving either one of you guys money. to gamble.
I can give you like $20.
Maybe
each.
you, because it sounds like you're a winner, Chris. I'm not much of a winner. I've gambled and lost a lot.
Yeah, it's part of the game, though. I mean, honestly, gambling's probably not the best or healthiest way to spend your time in Vegas. There's like so many cool
There's so many
things
cool
out there.
things. I enjoy Vegas without
Shows,
gambling. Like drinking. Drinking, for example. Great substitute to gambling.
And now-
just get turned.
Legal cannabis,
Legal cannabis, another great reason to go to Vegas.
full access. I mean, the only thing you'll have trouble with now is where are you going to consume your cannabis in Vegas? Because like, you can't do it in your hotel room. I mean, you can.
You know
can't.
my old school advice.
What's that?
Get a smoking room.
Well, even that isn't foolproof. Because like,
It's not
I had
foolproof.
our homies were
but
in a smoking
it's
room.
harder for them to give you the fine when you're in a smoking room. Because it's like, oh, I was just smoking in here. I had a smoking room. Like, for, what can I do?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, hey, guy. Hey, Mr. Manager, dude.
But do you smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I couldn't do that 'cause
Occasionally.
I couldn't get the smell of cigarettes, man. And I smoked for 10 years, but now that I've not smoked for 4 years, I can't do it. So I would
Yeah,
rather go
it
out,
doesn't bother me.
go into the parking garage and
It's an offensive odor.
I don't really
It is
smoke much.
offensive.
Like, you're around me enough. Like,
Yeah.
I don't smoke very much, but, like, I don't mind the smell either.
It's a very offensive odor. But yeah, Vegas, I mean...
You're a sure bet in a smoking room, though. They can't really find you.
They got it going down, man. They got it going down. So.
And here's casinos and hotels changing their laws like, based on what we're saying.
Well, some casinos are changing their laws when it comes to drug testing.
You're not allowed to gamble while high or something like that. Oh, I saw an article pop across the other day.
Wow. That's crazy that they're going to try that because how will they know?
No, that definitely came across the old news feed.
No high rollers allowed.
Stone marijuana users. This is on Forbes magazine right
now. They'll kick you out of the casino if you smell like weed.
100% Forbes right now. No high rollers allowed. Stone marijuana users cannot gamble in Nevada.
Not cool.
Yep.
Not cool, guys.
Nevada's a place where, sin and engagement of things are where you do. But it's in the Bible Belt.
Garen's live right now, too.
They're keeping an eye on it. Garen just went live?
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. One of our friends told us on...
Pull it up. Let's see
where
he's at.
Up
to. People who appear visibly intoxicated from cannabis, perhaps red blazing eyes and laughing uncontrollably.
Or smell like weed.
Will not be able to gamble or consume alcohol.
But alcohol. Oh, wait, they're not allowed to consume alcohol or cannabis?
If you're found being visibly intoxicated... Which, who's to say what's stoned? I mean, you...
Yeah, you could have red bloodshot eyes and be high, but not be
It's Vegas.
high.
The air is very dry out there. Your eyes are going to itch.
It's weird that they'll let you drink, though. You can sit at that gambling table and drink, and you can have... Because I've made really bad decisions while drinking.
Oh,
I've never really made that many bad decisions on cannabis.
We've talked about that. Like when you're drinking, some of the craziest things ever have happened. When you're on any of the other intoxicants, it doesn't really seem to go that way. You don't wake up from having a night of smoking weed and being like, holy crap, last night was wild. Where's my car?
I'll tell you what.
Where did I leave it at?
Vegas doesn't want people to be high on in their casinos because first of all, when you consume cannabis, it makes you more of a conscious person. Your decision processes are changing. When you're consuming alcohol, you're more, inhibited. You don't care as much about your decisions. You might make a more risky move at a table. You might make a higher risk bet. Whereas with cannabis, you're gonna really think about those steps and not just risk it all. You're gonna be more conservative with your decision making and. It's not in the house's favor for a player to be making thoughtful decisions. I
always like to make a deal in my favor. You're like, why not? In a casino, that's the only chance that your bet can't be in your favor. I've always said that. Dude, I could go to my guy and give him, an amount of money, and he's giving me that amount of money in cannabis. Why would I risk it and it come back nothing?
Yeah.
It comes back zero.
The risk. Usually it will have to, overweigh the reward.
That's why, the ATM.
If you're betting $30 though for a chance to win $1,000, and then you're like, yeah, you could lose the $30, but you could win $1,000.
I feel like the ATM is one of the greatest slot machines ever because, it's the only one that'll give you 1-to-1.
Yeah, but when you see that little printout slip of your winnings, it's usually not so good.
The thing about
your actual savings, you're like, that's all I got.
Oh, wow.
Damn it.
The thing about an ATM, though, it's not winnings, it's earnings. And it's stuff that you've already earned, and it's your money. And, they work a little different.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Yeah. You guys, it is almost...
It is 420 on the nose. According to Macintosh, it is 4:20 p.m.
Yeah. According to
welcome everybody.
According to Samsung,
it's
also
4:20. No, that's
Apple
right.
has 4:20
It's a real
as well.
4:20.
It is legitimately.
Well, happy 4:20, everyone. 4:20 on 5:22. Welcome to the Magical Butter Podcast and Radio Show.
It's a good time. We had a special guest here, Warren Bobrow, joined us live with Skype. We interviewed him on cannabis cocktails, mocktails, and tonics. We got our homeboy, Rob Gargiulo, in the house with us.
Hello.
My man, Dirty D, with the decapitated thumb, holding it down. He put it back together, guys. He's got a Lego hand. And myself, Chris Widener.
Oh man, it's hanging off. Like I like to say, normal people would have gone to a hospital.
Yeah, you're a tough kid, man.
But hospitals are freaking shams.
Well, not always true, but you do want to pick and choose.
Hospitals, I'm watching all of you.
Pick and choose your trips to those.
You pick and choose your trips to the hospital when you don't have insurance. Like when you don't have insurance, like what? For a thumb cut across the nail, what are they gonna do? Wrap it up with some tape and make sure it doesn't get infected. What am I doing? I wrapped it up with some tape, made sure it was infected, saved myself like $2,000.
So you lose that thumb, and then they have to replace your thumb with your toe.
Hey, let them have it.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk to Dalton in a few weeks and see the status of his thumb.
Stay tuned for the
Yeah.
thumb date. Like, yeah.
And that's how he lost his thumb forever.
Yeah. I know I'm up on my tetanus shot. I got a tetanus shot when I flipped the wrist on the old ATV.
The three-wheeler.
Skirt, skirt. So I know our shots are up to date and all that jazz. The hospital's gonna do nothing but like try to soothe your pain. Like, oh, little baby wants some Percocets. Like, no, I'm fine.
You don't need pain pills.
Fuck no.
You got cannabinoids.
Fucking wrap it in some shit.
All right. Easy there, buddy. Easy there.
You never hear the doctor say that, you know? Hey, just wrap it in some stuff.
Dr. D, wrap it up. If the blood can't come out, it can't. You can't bleed out.
Yeah, Mrs. Couples said, "Watch out for gangrene, dirty tape."
They're all looking out for you. We'll look out for you as well. Maybe we'll get you checked out by a bush doctor.
Yeah, bush. Yeah, that's the only kind of doctor I'd see, anyways. Any of these medical professionals out there, it's like, call me doctor.
You guys, we're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and also on our website. Shout out to our homeboy Gustavo Alfredo. Much love to you, sir.
Dude, him and his buddy are coming in tomorrow.
Man, Dingy on the ones and twos.
Dingy in the dinghy.
Here to hit us up with a first place win on the Fortnite machine. Can't wait to see that
Have
happen.
you ever wanted to see somebody win at Fortnite? Watch Dingy.
It's exciting.
I remember being so amped. Like, he was going to win. He was, like, racing for it. And, like, we're all back there like, go, go, go. The day we had females in the studio and all that, we were more concerned about who's going to win that game of Fortnite.
You're hyped up, right?
You're hyped up about Fortnite.
Hyped up. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
They're asking if I could treat Patrick's ankle. Maybe that's why he added me on Facebook this week. I saw Patrick.
Did he? You want to hear something weird? I got a text message on Saturday from Patrick, and he goes, "Hey, I'm pretty sure Garen is like 10 feet away from me." And I was like, I don't know. And he went up and he's like, "Hey, are you Garen Angel?" And Garen was like, "Yes, I am." And then they sat and talked about the 420 takeover and how Patrick was here. So pretty cool. I was like, wow, what are the odds that Garen and Patrick would be in the same location at the same time? But they were.
That's amazing. Hey, shout out to everybody giving us bits. They're popping up on the screen there. That's fun.
Bits.
Playgirl 42069 giving you some bits for D's medical fund. Dirty D's
Thank you.
medical
Yeah,
fund.
contribute to D's medical thumb. Contribute to D's medical thumb.
Squad. Hashtag Ding. Hashtag Gustavo. Alfredo. You know what time it is.
I got an ex-girlfriend that works at a place he frequents as well, and I get those texts all the time like, "Hey, your boss is here."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like frequently. Yeah.
It's cool.
Hey, your boss is here. Like,
Garen
all right,
is,
cool, thanks.
Garen's all over the world making it happen. He's got a lot of exciting stuff going on. We can't wait to get him in here on the podcast and interview him and see what's going on, man. He's got a lot of stuff to share with us, so we'll have that happen here soon.
Shout out to Miss Couples giving some great advice. The alcinin in garlic. I prefer the penicillin in blue cheese as well. You know, all sorts of things that keep that bad bacteria at bay. It's all about your good bacteria. You gotta feed that microbiome.
Yeah, they're at war inside of us, aren't they? They're just fighting for our right.
They're fighting and then
our right to live and achieve homeostasis.
It's
here.
almost like betting. Whoever you're willing to bet on, just put more of that inside you.
Germ warfare.
Oh man.
Pirates of the Pancreas.
But, yeah.
Oh, Pot Cheddar, we missed you. How do I subscribe? I think you subscribe at the top.
If you ask real nicely, we've got a fan out there that loves subbing folks. I won't mention him by name. There's a fan of ours, Cosmic Hippo.
How does they can subscribe?
He subs people for it. Like he subbed my mom the other day. Shout out to Cosmic.
So you can subscribe on someone else's behalf?
You can sub
You can gift subscriptions.
people. Yeah, gifting a subscription.
Wow.
So you can say, oh, so-and-so wants to be a sub.
How long does that last?
1 month, I believe. I believe when you sub for 1 month, and that gives you access to emojis and things like that, and then put a special little tag next to your name. I believe most of our viewers are subscribers.
And then also...
Oh, look at this. Cosmic Hippo gifted a tier 1 sub to Pa Cheddar. Look at that. Yeah, Cosmic Hippo.
And shout out to Cosmic. They've given 12 gift subs
wow.
on our channel. So Cosmic's
Cosmic Hippo,
you
are
12
awesome.
followers. We had the little glam thing pop up. I don't know if you saw that over there. You see the
I see it right there
the
on
things
your phone.
popping up on the screen. Like when you do things happen.
That is cool. That is really cool. Also,
shout out Cosmic. We really appreciate you, Cosmic. You're a great fan, viewer, and we love you. And anything you could ever want, let us know.
Amazon Prime, right? A subscription to Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription.
Most folks have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime's something you have to have nowadays. Or if you don't have it, you share it with a friend. Like I've got me and my buddy
like
share
Netflix?
it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Netflix, you share a password with somebody. So you've got access to Amazon Prime. With Amazon Prime, you get some free subscriptions. It's either one or multiple or something like that. But log into Twitch with your Amazon subscription account, and then you get those accesses. So you can come into MagicalButter.com and give us a sub for free using your Prime account. So
let's give some special love to Cosmic Hippo right now. Do hashtag Cosmic Hippo for a chance to win a Cosmic prize from Magical Butter.
Ah, there it is.
We'll give somebody a chance to win a pound of our Magical Butter chocolate.
one of the first things Cosmic did was send us those hot peppers. Those hot peppers and those
chips.
hot pepper chips. You remember the hot pepper chips?
Wow, yeah.
That was
Carolina
Cosmic.
Reaper Pepper. Hashtag Cosmic Hippo. The homie hooking us up here at Magical Butter. We want to give love back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and all your support. Gifting out them subscriptions like
we
that.
like all our fans that interact, and trust me, we pay attention to y'all too. Like anytime Cosmic's name comes up, like we know who Cosmic is. Like Cosmic Hippo does his jam. Like Miss Couples, Lynn Bailey, like all of our favorite fans, like all you homies, Wade Durbin, like everybody out there. We know who you are. We're watching you.
They're all hooking us up with love.
You fans of us, we fans of you.
Ooh, nice one, Dirty. That's some dirty love right there.
Put that on a t-shirt.
It don't get no better.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Speaking of t-shirts, we've been working on some new t-shirt designs too. We'll be launching those soon. Whole apparel line from Magical Butter, keeping y'all fresh and fly. We got our boy Rob here chilling in the orange Magical Butter shirt. That's one of Dalton's favorite colors.
The Slammin' Salmon.
Yeah.
The
Love
Amazon
this
boys
color.
came in the Slammin' Salmon today.
Yeah, that's a fresh color. If you're looking to really pop off and get some extra attention or be safe and visually seen, like if you're out in traffic
Looks
on
like
your
a
bike.
Be
crossing guard.
vibrant.
Yeah. So also look out for the green shirt. We got our boy Shats Attack rocking the Mr. Butter green.
Shats Attack in the green.
Looking super
Find
clean.
a camera for
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
It's the Shats Attack.
Hey.
He's crab walking.
Crabby. Good times, good times.
Boss man.
Let's answer that one here.
Mr. Garrett Angel, you are live on the Magical Butter Radio Show. How you doing today, brother?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Nice, I am on my way to USF.
You're on your way to USF. What's going on out at USF today?
They are doing, it's Hard Hat Day for the new College of Medicine in downtown Tampa.
So they're starting that new college down in, it's near Channelside, correct?
Yeah, it's right across the street from the stadium. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
And so with it being Hard Hat Day, is that groundbreak? Is it the day of the groundbreaking?
No, there's some stuff already happening, and it's it's more advanced than the groundbreaking.
Nice.
Happened. So
Well,
it
that
just continues to move forward. It's fun to watch downtown Tampa be revitalized, rebuilt, come to this magnificent life of tomorrow.
that's incredible. You know, we love USF. Like you're a graduate of USF, correct? Like you were even a special character down there.
I believe green, some might say. So So go Bulls! Yeah, I love USF. I was a school mascot, and I'm wearing a green suit with a yellow tie today and a white shirt. I couldn't be more USF than I am today right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Having been Rocky the Bull.
So, really weird. Now here's a unique circumstance. So my high school is closing today, and I had two options. There's a high school ceremony closing, and the USF Hard Hat College of Medicine opening. And I'd rather celebrate birth than death, right? So I'm on my way to USF, and I wish Ridgewood High luck, lots of love, and school's tough, man. It's a tough deal. It's a win or lose mentality in school, right?
Yeah, shout out to Ridgewood High School down here in Port Richey, closing its doors to make way for another school, correct? Like they're shutting down and another one's opening up.
Technical school.
It
sucks. I mean, you got to call it what it is. It's closing. So Ridgewood used to be known as the Pride of Pasco. It was Pasco County's top school, and opioids are what I'm going to blame on the situation. I really feel that opioids crushed it. The surrounding neighborhoods were very much affected by Pasco got dumped with more pill mills than just about anywhere else. And it really, it affected the community support system for the students and the parents. And, kids started dying, parents started dying, grandparents started dying. And next thing you know, the grades are slipping and the school's closed. And it's gone, just like that.
Wow, yeah, that's a huge thing happening here. Yeah,
but it's not Pasco County. This is around the world. Like, this is what's going on.
It's around the world.
We can talk about it or we can ignore it. It's not happy stuff, but we have to deal with this, and we have to get over these terrible circumstances. Opioids have a definite and definitive role in public health and medicine. They offer pain relief unlike pretty much any other compound that we utilize, but there's been too little science put into alternatives, and there lacks enough support system for people to not get addicted. So it sucks. I've watched it hurt too much.
Yeah, the availability that they've made it, and then the it's never something that was, I don't think, meant to be continued.
Small towns. It was such a brilliant business model, and that's why we're so affected where we are. Right? We're a small town just outside of one of the largest metropolitan areas, and that was the exact business model: was hit the small towns and dump, and that's what happened. And if you look around the country, it was all the small towns just outside the metropolitan areas that just got bombarded with pills. I mean, they got crushed, melee, dumped on them like madmen. Here we are today.
Yeah, here we are today in a place where, like around a certain time of year, there were signs on US 19, like begging people. It says, "Please stop using opiates." Was kind of the message that I read that the city's trying to push out there.
And so I think you have to take a different approach. I met with county commissioners today and gave a few ideas on some social programs that we could install to create a community where it wasn't glorified, because in music and culture, we glorify a lot of our vices, right? Like every country song's about alcohol, and there's a few rap songs about drugs, right? Like, that's just the way it is. And there's plenty of country songs about drugs too. I don't say it one or the other, right? It's just, it's part of music and vibration. And in reality, look, there's a point in time where there's safe places to enjoy psychotropics and psychedelics, and there's a definite space for that in learning oneself. But it's when it's an everyday occurrence and there's a loss of consciousness that it's disruptive to a society. We got to get a conscious society. I don't care what people use for substances. I just care about their consciousness. How conscious are people?
Yeah, that's where I see one of our users saying dabbing in iced coffee. Like, dabbing in iced coffee, used in moderation, you can find what you need to continue through the day.
That's an interesting combination. And, I don't drink coffee. So, but yeah, and I'm not, candidly, you guys know I'm not much of a dabber. I'm not mad at dabbers for dabbing. It's just not my preferred intake, right? But just find the substances that balance you and make you happy, and find a level of consciousness where you're causing nothing but good and generating pure-hearted love. If you can just live in that zone, man, you're rich. It's that simple. Everybody's looking for something else, and that's not it.
Nice one, G-Man. When are we gonna have you in here in the studio, my brother?
Oh man,
it's hard.
Yeah, I mean it is. It sucks. The only thing tighter on me than my socks right now is my bandwidth. So, it's the way it goes. Right? I gotta get in there for a radio show. I miss doing it with you guys. It's so much fun.
We got a lot of the fans chiming in here. They're giving you a lot of love and mad support. Any messages you have for the people watching at home?
Yeah. Stop thinking about business in the terms of making money. Start thinking about business in terms of helping people, and just start hanging out with cool friends. And if you make those few changes in your life, you'll elevate your financial success. And regardless of what we say or acknowledge, it does take profits to get some stuff done in life. So don't be afraid of making more money, and that's how you do it.
Wise words there. Wise words. Yeah, that's
I love everyone. You guys are amazing friends. Thank you for your support. Without you guys, we would be nothing. Really, you've built a company that scaled the world and created bonds and friendships and memories and a community. We've helped one another. It's really it's a terrific story of what people can do just by bonding and being pure. And thank you for your love, support, and buying our products is what makes it all happen. And we give as much as we can, and we appreciate every dollar that you spend. Thank you.
nice one. Thank you so much, Garen.
Love you guys.
Love you, brother. Good luck out there.
Love you, dog. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
See you, bud.
Cool. Nice little check-in
That was
there.
cool. An impromptu call-in.
Digital check-in from G-Man.
When you see the, like my phone is set to not ring for very many folks, but it rings for G.
Oh, you can set it for a specific contact.
Yeah. Like G's one of the only people my phone goes off for.
He'll call you for some reasons too, randomly, but you never want to miss that call. Sometimes
you never want to miss that call.
He might be
it's
just
rare.
calling you to check in and say he loves you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
You don't want to miss that call.
He wants to call and talk to you about something special going on. Like it's great. Like that's a call you don't ever miss. Creditors, miss those all day long.
It's amazing to have a founder and a leader like Garen. He's someone that really understands the importance in people, not only in building a team and treating a team a certain way, but also in building a community of customers and friends like he has with Magical Butter.
Look at what he's done for our own community here in Port Richey. He's gotten cannabis decriminalized. He creates how many jobs? I mean, 20, 30 jobs, like just out of the immediate.
Holding these politicians and leaders accountable and asking those important questions that need to be asked and understanding the science and having validation behind you with research and all the different things and achievements he's done, traveling and sharing this magical plant with so many people. It's amazing. It's amazing for us to be a part of it and share it all with all of you out there. And
I see my mama just commented, you should never miss your mama's call either. I don't.
Oh, do you miss your mom's call?
Nope.
Shame on you.
I'm gonna say no on that one. Like that's one of the ones I answered. G and my mom.
If your mom did call and you missed it, I know you'll always call her right back.
If she called right now, she'd be on the radio, and so like that's on her.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You have a lovely mother, and she raised.
She is lovely.
A hell of
She's
a
the
son
greatest.
here.
Oh, thanks.
They're
bud.
saying
I appreciate
online.
you, man.
They say you're a hoot, Dirty D.
Oh man, I just try to have fun. Try to
so
live life good.
You get a lot of love from all the people.
Life's about smiles and miles. You know, how many miles can you put down? How many smiles can you put down?
That's true, man. And you can go through life smiling, or you can go through life frowning.
Yeah, and you like, you got to think of yourself as a character sometimes. Like, are you Elmer Fudd, or are you Bugs Bunny?
And Bugs Bunny's always funny.
He's always funny. Bugs Bunny's always having he might be being a little,
pest.
A little pest, but he's smiling about it. Like, so you can be a pest with a big smile on your face, I feel like,
Yeah.
So it's all about the delivery of the joke.
And a little bit of pestering is okay in a lighthearted, fun way. Not to bully someone, but to poke fun with each other and to pest and keep that positive energy up is important. We have someone on our team that really embodies that. Cousin Kenny, he's always keeping us smiling, and he's always got a little one-liner to say or finish your sentence and make you laugh and keep you second-guessing.
Keep you second-guessing. He said something, I couldn't even recall what it was, but he said something earlier when I was in there. I was like, wow, he just keeps us side running.
And it's funny. It's fun. It catches you off guard. If you're going through a moment of stress or despair, that little joke might derail you and switch your whole mood up and make you feel good.
No matter what you're doing, if you're in the weeds or whatever, be in the weeds with a smile. In the weeds with a smile is better than, in the weeds freaking out, because being in the weeds freaking out sucks.
Well, regardless, you're in the weeds, right? And so
the weeds are going to happen.
Nothing is going to get you out of those weeds except for, buckling down and making it happen. Whatever that task is that's before you. But sometimes smiling or just accepting whatever challenge that's ahead of you. And
coming in and making a joke. Like, hey, it's a good time. Like, yeah.
We've had, me and Dalton, we've been on the road together. We've done so many projects here
together.
Over the
past 3 years, we've spent thousands and thousands of hours together, including weekends and things like that. It's more than just what happens from the 9 to 5. Like, we're together a lot.
And proper planning goes into a lot of our success, but there's some things that you just can't plan for, and there's unexpected situations that arise, and all about pushing through and being able to fix or find a solution quickly. And I gotta say, you're a very resourceful person. You keep your cool. You're level-headed for the most part. And when in times of need, I'll tell you a story. We're in the limousine traveling across the country, and we got the whole team. We're on a tight timeline. We got to make it to a show. We got people waiting on us, people to see, meetings to make, all this stuff, and the limousine broke down. All right, and it wasn't just a normal.
This is when we blew the plug.
Yeah, we had
south of the border.
Little issue
we had to
under
stop
the
at
hood.
South of the border. Those 95 folks out there, or 75.
Dalton didn't let it hurt us. We made it to an auto repair store. He knew just the right tool we needed based on his experience with mechanics. He knew the right part we needed. He got on Google a little bit, did some reading.
It's a Ford 10-cylinder. It's got aluminum heads. It pushed a spark plug out. Ryan was juicing it a little bit. I know that's to blame.
Yeah.
You got to blame Ryan a little bit when you're giving it gas, but giving it gas doesn't mean your spark plug should blow, which thank you, Ford, for those beautiful aluminum heads you started putting on at some point in history.
But Dalton didn't hesitate to get his hands dirty. He was up to his elbows
We were
in grease.
trying. It was like right as AutoZone was closing, we're trying to buy all the pieces and make her go back together.
Truck, and you got mosquitoes biting him, but he never gave up. And,
that was good times, man.
We had to wait till morning to get it back on the road, but
we found a nice mechanic shop. It was pretty much out of a house. A guy with cars all over his yard. We found a nice guy that was able to. He had exactly what we needed.
The right tool.
He had what you needed, which was something that was going to do the threads.
Rethread it.
But he had the thread thing attached to a bolt that he was able to hook a gun to, and that's what we needed was that little extra length. in the old
He had
spark plug
experienced
gun.
that problem before, but
It's a Ford with the aluminum heads. It spits them religiously.
I
So,
gained
shout out Ford.
gained a lot of respect for you that trip, Dalton. You really just jumped in, and obviously you're here as you wear multiple hats, but the moment you threw on that mechanic hat and had no fear, I was very proud of
We
you.
were trying to make it happen, man. Shout out to the Pops and Ace Automotive. Like, my Pops has been a mechanic for his whole while, and I've gotten to grow up in it and all that stuff. So it's great. It's what I love. If we could have gotten the limo back on the road that night, it'd be like this.
I love it too, man. I sent you a Snapchat last night. I changed my oil.
You were changing your oil last night. Yeah, I remember seeing that Snapchat.
I haven't had the time, bro.
Were you in your garage?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got my own little garage.
Man, like, we can come put you on the lift anytime, and I can make that process a lot funner.
An oil change is real quick and easy. I had the drain, the little bucket, caught all the spit.
Did you jack it up or did you pull up?
Neither. My truck is low. I just
you just crawled underneath her. Yeah. Okay, nice.
It's not hard. I used to do oil changes on forklifts for a long time. So and vans and trucks.
It's a lot easier when you lift them.
It is.
It's so much easier when you lift them. That's all I saw. I saw you were under.
Yeah.
And that's hard work.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Bad. It wasn't bad. The hardest part is letting your truck cool off. You don't want to do it when it's hot.
Oh, anytime you're on a lift, it's hot. Because you pull into the shop, you're not going to wait an hour.
Yeah.
You just pull it up and you start doing it, and you just keep your hands out of the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, changing oil was fun yesterday. I smoked a little bit of oil and changed my oil.
You smoked a little bit of oil? Yeah, good.
Cannabis oil, that is.
I was like, smoking oil, that's bad. You put too much in. Like, I immediately went, well, what was wrong?
Yes, Dalton has a lift at his father's shop. He gets complete access.
Yeah, I've got full mechanic access. I love working on my own truck and others' trucks, and I love more than ever dropping my truck off when there's something wrong to the old dad and mom. Like, hey, Mom and Dad, there's a problem.
One thing that we can't let die is the dream of me and you racing our trucks.
Oh, man, I was thinking it was rainy this morning. I was thinking about it. It's so dangerous. It is just the most dangerous idea we've had.
I would try my hardest at swapping trucks with my buddy for the day, and hopefully you don't notice. He has the same truck as me, a white Tacoma, but it's turbocharged.
Yeah, man, you got to be careful about wrapping her into a wall at that point. Like it's a dirt track. It's going to be a little wet. Like, it's more about the driver than the car.
Keep hitting us with that hashtag Cosmic Hippo. We're going to let Cosmic Hippo right now on Twitch pick 3 winners for the chocolate. So Cosmic Hippo, we trust that you'll pick the winners that deserve it. Do 3 winners in the comment section, and based on Cosmic Hippo's comment, we will select a few winners on Twitch for some chocolate there. And then on the Facebook deal, we'll be posting those winners in the comment section very soon.
So are you dirt or asphalt?
Who, me?
Yeah.
And what?
Life.
With racing?
Yeah, with anything.
I would probably consider myself more of a dirt racer.
More of a dirt racer, okay.
Yeah. But I can get down on asphalt.
That's where I'm a little shook, is because it's a dirt track.
Is it? Oh, you're more of an asphalt guy.
Yeah. Like I understand the premise of dirt, and I've done plenty of driving on dirt, but I'd prefer an asphalt track if we were really laying it down. Like that's one part that has me a little uneasy, is the fact that it's dirt. You're sliding.
Yeah, that's
part of it. You're not biting, you're sliding.
The art of slide.
The art of the slide.
Yeah.
You turn out, not in. Like, it's this whole thing.
It's opposite.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, I'm still ready. Like, I haven't given up the dream. But that adds an element of surprise to the tactics. So, shout out to our boy Bubba, one of our, we're a big sponsor of him, he's a big sponsor of us. We're trying to race out on his track.
Man, we're trying to get out there.
We're putting Tacoma against Dodge.
Yeah, Toyota versus Dodge.
Toyota versus Dodge.
These vehicles are 10 years old, more than, yours is 15 years old.
All I thought is, like, Austin out there in his Tacoma just beating the shit out of us. Like, he just wins. Like, I got a 2008 Tacoma. Like, like, okay, like 1998 and 2000. He's got, like, 2001,
bags of soil and rocks.
Yeah, he's got dirt in the back. Like, he's trying to weigh down that light rear end. Like, yeah, I hear you, dog.
Cool.
But yeah, shout out to our boy Bubba. We've been trying to get out there and race for a while. We're waiting on Rob to put that all together for us. It's gonna be, I'm sure they'll title it something delicious on their end. Like, racing of the bottom tier racing. Something. They'll have something nice for us out there. So Bubba's out at Ocala. You guys see that in Ocala? Shout out to our buddies at Showtime Speedway down in Clearwater. That's some good tarmac racing. Anytime you need to see some good short track racing, Saturday nights out at Showtime is really excellent. But have you ever hit the track before?
I've went and watched some races. I've never actually experienced
being in a ride
myself,
for the race.
yeah.
Because I feel like we need a Magical Butter race car at some point too. We could all just take turns driving it. Like, I don't feel like driving it this Saturday. You drive it. You know, it's a small investment.
Ooh, look at these new T-shirt designs, my brother. We got some special stuff in the works.
Give me a zoom in on number 2.
Boom.
Like double click on it, or yeah. Keep going in, keep going in, keep going in. All right.
You like that?
I see you.
Yeah, I mean, we got some really hot designs coming off the design room.
I like the new Eat to Treat a lot.
We got this clean look here, little high-end apparel line that we're working on.
Yeah, the first one I'm super duper up in the air about.
This one?
Yeah.
You know why we did that one.
Well, yeah, I remember the discussion right before we started.
Yeah, but it's probably not our best.
I think we should just try it.
This one is heady with the measurements.
The measurements are nice.
Yeah, just a straight pound of butter on your chest.
Yeah.
That's dope. I think the people are going to love all the new T-shirt designs we're rolling out. We got a new high-end apparel line we've been working on, all inspired by the staff here at Magical Butter. We got some really fresh guys on the team who are looking to be innovative creators, and we want to share that style with you guys.
Shout out to your boy Tristan, right? Your boy Tristan whipped up some of that.
Tristan is the headiest.
He's the headiest.
Ever.
I love his designs.
We're gonna have to bring him down here to the studio one day.
Dude, his work is phenomenal.
Let him hang out with us and catch the vibe on the real level.
To learn a little more, play a little more, and just be vibing with it.
He's a bigwig, bro. I met him up in New York.
He's good, man.
He's super
his work
good.
is great. Like,
really good.
Little cartoon drawings of the machine and all the fun stuff. Like, great work. Because graphics is hard. Like, when it comes to video, video is 55 to 75% graphics. Like, you got to make sure those are tight.
I mean, Dalton, something that you're very well rounded when it comes to all assets of media. You're not a specialist in design, but you're very good at graphic design yourself.
I like to look at a good design and say, okay, we can animate that in some cool ways.
Mm-hmm.
We could have the butter machine and the spatulas falling into place or some kind of thing. It's nice to be able to visualize animating it.
Movement.
Like, yeah.
And that's something that you've done a lot of, and it's really cool when you're in action, because like when it comes time for you to complete a project and you're editing that final film, there's not only the side of capturing all the film, but now it's time to present it in the right way, animate certain elements, add some writing to it. I mean, you're a writer, you're a graphic artist, you capture the film.
We do Foley sounds. I mean, we do everything.
I snuck in on Dalton
he
yesterday.
caught me in a sesh.
He's in the closet here with a microphone and headphones on, and he's making noise.
I'm just making noises.
He doesn't know I'm coming. He's got his headphones.
Yeah.
And I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, just doing some sound library stuff."
Yeah, just recording sounds for the library.
And it's
making some sounds happen.
So to be that well-rounded and really master the craft is.
It's fun, man. Nothing makes me happier than like a near perfect video, and like the one that's about to drop is Gator Bites. Unfortunately, like the studio has been out of production, both fortunately and unfortunately, where I've been able to spend some time behind the computer in a different way. As normally I'm behind a camera, behind a different computer, that kind of thing. I was spending some time behind the computer editing, and I am so very happy with Chef Renee's video that's about to come out here within the next day or so. We'll see that on the Magical Butter Facebook page and on all the networks.
We're stoked
At
to
any
see
time,
that.
she made Gator Bites.
Wow.
So we got to have some fun with that. Really fun to edit a video like that. It felt like editing a cooking show.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's to that level of time and editing where like we're spending as much time shooting as we are editing, which just means better post-production.
Definitely. High quality content. And we got Chef Renee coming in tomorrow.
Chef Renee is headlining tomorrow. We've got a female headliner for tomorrow's show. Chef Renee is going to be in making some recipes for Celiac Awareness Month. This month is Celiac Awareness Month. Celiac is a disease that's affected by gluten, and she is a gluten-free nutritionalist, and she has celiac disease, and she's going to be here to inform you on what all that means. So she's going to be bringing you some celiac awareness, some great celiac recipes that are truly gluten-free, and I like to blame gluten a lot.
You like to
blame gluten
for certain issues?
For issues.
Definitely inflammation.
It's processed. Like, gluten was needed. Like we started serving up bread and these kind of things at a time where we needed to feed people. That was the reason for it. Like, oh, we can take wheat, which is easy to grow, and turn it into food by mixing it with water and egg, and it's easy to serve mass amounts of it. That's where we were. Now we're not there. Now we're like, okay, we don't have to live that way anymore. Like, and especially because they keep manufacturing wheat and things in different ways. Bread doesn't even mold anymore. If anybody out there wants to riddle me why bread doesn't mold, you'd be informing somebody, because bread used to mold. As a kid, it'd be a bread left out for a week.
Less than a week, yeah. Yeah, that is a scary concept. If it's not molding or becoming worse, that what's in it that's preserving it?
What is that?
Are we eating plastic? Are we eating yoga mats?
Could it be gluten?
But gluten.
Find out tomorrow too.
We're finding out a lot of things. It's affecting people in many ways, and people that are suffering different illnesses are finding out that it's stemming from their diet.
Things like low energy, things like unmotivation, things like depression even can be caused by the foods that you're eating.
And it could be easy for someone to be misdiagnosed and not realize that gluten is the cause of some of these issues, and they just simply blindly go to a specialist, and they're like, listen, take this pill, this will help with your
here's this pill for your gout. Or fatigue.
Yeah, and then it's like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah,
I
next
don't
thing
need
you know,
that
you
pill.
find yourself on a prescription of Adderall.
I could change my diet, and that might fix my problem. And that's something that Chef Renee believes heavily in. She's also a nutritionist, and she's helping patients and people discover new ways to avoid having to take any kind of medication.
Yeah, and that's she's coming in tomorrow to talk to us about natural ways to treat yourself, where you might not you may find that there's nothing wrong with you if you're eating properly and you know, taking in the proper nutrition, like
preventative medicine.
Preventative medicine.
Something
for those out there that don't have any issues. Eat healthy before you develop them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to develop a problem with glutens, so limit your intake of them. Everything in moderation, right, bud?
Absolutely. No, that's true. Even with water or oxygen,
alcohol,
all good things.
Water is a limited where it's in limitations. Like water, you can handle a decent amount per day, and it doesn't really have too many negative side effects.
There's such thing as too much.
Correct. Yes, you can consume too much water.
So even good things, are good in moderation, including cannabis. There's actually some things you can do to help reset your endocannabinoid system. You can abstain from cannabis for a couple days.
Yeah, taking a tolerance break is a great way to mess with your tolerance.
And,
even just one day, I think it's interesting to find yourself going a whole day without consuming. You know?
May even feel in that day of sobriety, you might also feel a feeling of enlightenment from being sober.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to say that you feel high when you're sober, but it kind of has almost that kind of an effect.
When you go from being high to sober and you're not accustomed to it, yes, it can provide an enlightenment of sorts, like an empowered mind.
And there's also a whole combination of superfoods and healthy food that you can incorporate it in your diet and receive a lot of the same benefits that cannabis offers without ingesting cannabis. So one that I know, raw chocolate, raw cacao, and that really helps boost endorphins.
Cheeseburgers boost endorphins. You'll see me slam a cheeseburger. Sometimes it's for the endorphins, sometimes it's for the grease.
Well, I don't know. I don't recommend eating cheeseburgers.
You have to play towards your microbiome.
But that's true. Sometimes the bacterias in your body will guide you.
It's a Schatz attack. He's bringing us through a note of some sort.
Here's a couple. Cosmic Hippo chose a few winners for that chocolate, so congratulations. We're going to shout them out right now so you guys can get excited about it. We have Lake 1963 is going to get some chocolate. Congratulations. Also, it looks like Cosmic Hippo just really hooked up Pa Cheddar. They gave him a subscription and hooked him up with a pound of that Magical Butter chocolate.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thanks, Cosmic.
We also have, it looks like Chaggy420.
Chaggy420. All longtime viewers, all regular members of our Twitch community. If you're watching this program on a different network, you can find us on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/MagicalButterTV. You can view the show there, and they have fun in the chat room. Like, I would just say Twitch is a fun place to view the show from. Like, you can be more interactive there. We love monitoring our Twitch comments, all those kind of things. So head over to twitch.tv/MagicalButterTV to check out our Twitch show and a whole new way of viewing our program. If you're viewing it on Facebook and you feel like we're not messing with you enough, you feel like you're viewing us on YouTube and we're not playing with you enough, join over to Twitch and we're playing with you over there.
That's right. We're playing on all the networks. Also on our website at MagicalButter.com or on the iTunes network, you can find the podcast, the Magical Butter Podcast.
The Magical Butter Podcast, available now on iTunes.
So Twitch is a unique network. I mean, we do some live behind-the-scenes work that some people won't even get access to unless they follow us on Twitch.
You can see Twitch exclusives, which is when we're filming in the studio. Like yesterday, for example, we had Renee in the studio. We popped on our Twitch account. We showed you what filming that production is like, you know, all the steps of it, all the prep, all the behind the scenes. So tune in for some content on Twitch that you won't find anywhere else, because I refuse to broadcast behind the scenes anywhere but Twitch.
That's awesome.
Because it gets a little dirty.
Little secret there.
Yeah.
Looks like Playgirl42069 is putting the move on my man Shats. She said, Shats can play with me, but keep it a secret. And it looks like the hardcore XD means hardcore,
It's a
right?
Shats attack. The XD is like the laughy face. It's like,
It's a Shats attack.
Oh, I thought it meant hardcore.
no, it's like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like eyes closed laughing.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Cool.
We should do a segment where we just sit here and try to make emojis with our faces.
Identify, yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun.
There's that one that's like one eye open with the tongue
Oh, the
out.
winky with the tongue?
Yeah.
That's how you flirt.
Yeah.
That's how you flirt out there, y'all. Yeah.
There's some.
I'm being playful, but I'm also being flirty.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm gonna be up in Canada this weekend at the Lift Expo. I'm stoked out.
Canada, eh?
Up in Toronto. I'm gonna do some exclusive streaming on Twitch from up there. I'm gonna have my boys hook me up with the Osmo and have some handheld live streaming.
Yeah, I'm
Show you guys
honestly a
what's
little
up.
jealous you're going to Canada. That's going to be too much fun.
Have you been?
No.
Dude,
Eh?
I'm stoked. I'm gonna bring you back some ketchup flavored potato chips and some maple syrup.
Canada, I feel like, is kind of my people, you know?
I don't know.
They wild up there.
They're not your people.
Yeah, you never seen Trailer Park Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, be woke. You know, Canada's got sides to it.
Well, Toronto is more of a metropolitan area. We're not going to be hanging out in the
You ain't
Trailer
got to be
Park
slinging
Boys.
dope to Patrick Swayze. Oh, damn. Well, never mind. I guess I ain't missing nothing.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I think I'm going to wrap it up here a little bit. What do you think?
I think it's time to wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock out there on the East Coast. So
That's right. East Side.
it's time to say good boy.
Good boy, mate. Thank
Good
you
boy,
guys for
mate.
tuning in. The Magical Butter Radio Show. Check out all our past episodes on the iTunes channel. Subscribe to our Twitch network. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our YouTube page. What else you got for them, player?
I'm stuck in slow.
If you guys are on Instagram, you can check out Dirty Dalton at Live with Dirty D.
Live with Dirty D.
Check me out at Wipe Me Down on Instagram. See
And
all the antics.
The Snapchats is the DKB Society. I posted in the chat earlier. Follow me on Snapchat. That's a good way to look at the dirty life up close.
Magical_butter as well for the Magical Butter Snapchat.
It's magical-butter for the Magical Butter Snapchat, not an underscore. It's a magical
It's a dash?
butter.
Dash.
Yep. So we'll see y'all there.
Mad love, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It's been the Magical Butter Radio Show.
Peace out.
Peace.
Eat the treat.